drink really fast.
Okay. Hello and welcome to Virtually Heroes, the show where I don't have anything ready for my players and we wing it. My name's Logan. I'm a dungeon master. Most of the time I play with undead things, but here recently I've been doing some fairy things, and we're gonna get back to some undead things today probably. And I eat, sleep, and breathe Dungeons and Dragons. And joining me today for this lovely game of the Durgity Dargan, well, let's see. Annabelle scratching her nose, so Daniel just took a drink. Now Jordan's scratching his nose. I gotta get somebody off their game. Brian Roberts, who are you? What do you do? What do you play?
Yeah. My name's Brian. I play Jax Woodgum Flintbelt, who is a dwarf druid slash ranger. He's pretty cool. He's looking into getting some druidy things hopefully soon. And yeah, other than that, pretty chilling. He fucks shit up, but yeah.
Accurate. Annabelle Martin, who are you? What do you do? What do you play?
I'm Annabelle. What do? We never say what we do. I do arts and crafts, and I'm a mom. Our baby's birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday! And I'm not feeling too great today, but I'm gay as hell. And I know I didn't do my pride makeup today, but I still have the pride. It's just not there visually. And I play Arandi Wheel. She's a tiefling of Glacia with 2 levels in Hexblade Warlock and five levels in Soul Knife Rogue.
Very nice. Daniel Sanders, who are you? What do you do? What do you play?
Hello. Um, I'm Daniel Sanders. I play Cerberus Linagoth, a high elf wizard fighter. In real life, I am a bartender. And then Cerberus is a lightning boy who finally got accepted by his father, his god. And he's now a scarred boy as well, which is a good thing.
Scarred boy.
You're
even more Harry Potter.
Scarred boy.
You've got lightning scars. Jordan Robinson, who are you? What do you do? And who do you
Good
play?
morning. I'm Jordan Robinson. I play Safarius Cyanidel, a Wood Elf Cleric Monk. Yeah. I'm gonna see what he gets into today.
Very nice, and I'm going to pre-apologize for my weird behavior on screen today. I'm trying to build a map whilst we're playing, just in case something happens. But in lieu of a beautifully worded, eloquent refresher on what has happened in the campaign, I instead ask my players the top 3 things they remember from sessions previous. Starting with Annabelle Martin, top 3 things last session.
Oh man. All I have in my notes from last week is a list that says to quote unquote steal. And it has the hook swords, the daggers of venom, and the staff of withering, which I did not do last session. Instead, I pretended to be a prostitute because I didn't want to be seen after almost getting attacked. And then the next morning, I went downstairs, and the prostitute that I had disguised myself as was at the table. So I disguised myself as a human version of Arandi. And I don't really remember anything aside from that, but is that technically 3 things? I'm sorry, guys. I'm
Sure.
sorry, guys.
In that case, Daniel Sanders, top 3 things last session.
Okay. Everything, just fantastic things. I had a astral projection dream where I fought a lightning thing. 2, I cheesed my way through the fight. Like, just spammed magic missile. And then 3, I got all the good armor. Can't wear it yet, but all the good armor.
That is accurate. Brian Roberts, top 3 things last session.
Yeah, I didn't do much last session. I was pretty much passed out because I decided to drink this liquid, and it pretty much put me unconscious. So I remember that.
Drank like basically 2 handles of rum. I think it was rum. I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't a light amount of alcohol for sure. The fact that he made it through that is impressive.
Yeah, yeah. I remember being passed out while everybody was discussing things that I don't know about because I was passed out. Let's see. I remember heading to the docks, I believe, because I think we're going to do some tomfoolery there. And I think that's all I really remember. I remember telling everybody about the guy from the docks who we're presumably going to be looking for right now as we start. But other than that, yeah, pretty much what I remember.
All right. For those wondering at home, I've made a corner. So, all of that said, our group is making their way across town down to the docks. It's still kind of early morning-ish, still sort of sleepy. But there is an air of, again, it's not tension. The guards and the townsfolk seem to be somewhat amicable. That being said, there is an uneasiness of sorts. There's a strange air to the goings on in this town. Not like a mystery, just like an out of place vibe, if you will. But you guys do manage to make your way to the docks. There is the Conquerant, the large Loriati ship that is docked in the harbor. There you can see on the deck the 2 Dwylsra that had interrogated Boyo. Kind of mucking about, and looks like they're making preparations for their eventual expedition that they have yet to get underway. And then the only other boat in the dock presently, aside from a few fishing vessels and one really run-down looking fishing boat, is the Haversham, which is alight with activity. There are people milling back and forth on the deck, cleaning, moving things on and off the boat, things like that. No sign of any mysterious cloaked stranger by any description, but it would be kind of conspicuous if you could just walk up and find him. So the day is yours. You can do what you
Real
like.
quickly, how long would it take to get from where we entered the town to the docks?
I believe I said it was 8 minutes.
So,
well, it's really about 7 minutes.
So, could I have cast locate object on, let's see, Cerberus's focus? And
so you guys were going from the Wormswort, which is not where you entered the town. It's closer to the middle of town. So do you want to backtrack
yes, please.
east and then head to the docks? Okay, that'll be about 12, 15 minutes. It's not a very big place. Yeah, you walk around kind of by the gates. The guards watch you. You get a hit on your items inside of a house. It's the southernmost house south of the mansion that you guys had seen when you first entered the town, the sort of larger structure. There's like a courtyard-ish area, and the southmost home. Upon it looks normal upon closer inspection. You can see the windows have been shuttered and fortified. The doors have been shuttered and boarded and fortified. So it's a regular home. One of the only stone buildings in town that has been sort of acquired by the guard for whatever their military purposes here might be. But your objects are in there somewhere.
Just once I get a ping, I'll just say to the group, yeah, I've got the read on our stuff. It seems to be in that house over there. And I'll just kind of nod towards it. Is it a like single story house, 2-story?
This is a 2-story building.
Does it seem like it's on the first floor or the second floor?
First floor somewhere.
Quick little side note. My javelin that I'm carrying around, can I hide? Is it hid? Can I? Would it be small enough to throw it under my cloak? I know they're a couple feet long at least.
It's probably the same size as your staff. I added an image to it in your inventory. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
I have not. I'm looking real quick. I do not see an image for some reason.
That's okay. Go ahead and just Google Javelin of Lightning, and that'll give you an approximate idea of what it is.
Oh no, I had that.
I was attempting to. Oh, here it is. It's in D&D stuff.
By the way, it looks fucking wicked. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to get away with. It's like, oh no, that's yeah. Like Jordan said the other day, I'm going to Gandalf this. It's my walking stick.
Probably not. You do still have your staff. Also, I went ahead and uploaded an image of Gresht with a grid on it, each square representing 30 feet, I believe, of movement. I'll double check. 50 feet of movement, so that's how far Orandi can run in a turn. So that's a really useful or useless grid for most of you. But I will get a 30-foot grid on there at some point. But yeah, that's so the blue house. So you can see there's the large house to the left of the town. There's like a little L-shaped kind of square around it. The blue house south of that on the west road. Whole thing is west. I might have been saying east. I'm bad at directions. But yeah, that is where they are, just so you're aware. And then the Wormswort Inn is the largest building that's in the middle of town, kind of on the northern side of the central area. It's got like 2 or 3 windows. But yeah, so you guys are at the docks now, having found or indicated at least where the items in question that have been taken from you reside. Jack's sort of leading the way to the area.
All right, is it my time to shine?
Is it?
I'm asking my party. I don't know.
I think it might have cut out. I didn't hear anything.
Oh, I said, is it my time to shine? Is that just a flagon of Mountain Dew?
All right, so it's water with Mio in it.
Okay. I was like, that's a lot of Mountain Dew to just be drinking. Okay. Not that I'm judging your choices. Like, live your life. If you want that much Mountain Dew, go for it. It is just 11 in the morning. So I was like,
I have done it before, so I can't blame you.
before too, I especially can't blame you.
How does the
So-
guard activity look?
Relatively neutral.
I mean, are there a lot like around the house? Are there people watching us?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you guys are close to the west wall where there are previously when you had walked through, there were maybe 12-ish kind of hanging around the gate. There's a south road that leads to a different town that you guys haven't checked the gate out there yet. You assume there's probably another guardhouse somewhere around there. But outside of this particular building, probably about 4 or 5 individuals that you can see on the outside. And on the second floor, which doesn't have the same boarded up windows, you can at least see light moving across the glass, which indicates there's probably some sort of movement inside there as well.
I think I'm behind on Logan. I'm like a good 4 or 5 seconds behind your voice to your like picture. Is it me? Should I even come back? I don't know what the issue is.
That as well.
I know that I have lag, but that's just because
I can leave and come back. It might be me. My computer is having a hard time with something. Not sure what.
It's weird though because it was like Jordan was with you because you were still talking and Jordan had responded to you while you were still talking on mine. So like I don't know. It's weird.
That's really weird. Yeah, I'll hop off and come back and see if it's fixed at all.
Just to clarify, I guess I'll wait till he comes back. Actually, does anybody know which house we're in again on this grid, on this thing, or the house where our stuff is? Your stuff is.
It's the one closest to the docks, like right on the end. I think.
I thought you said it was the left, the west side. Or am I wrong?
Yeah, I thought it was west as well.
I could be wrong.
I remember he said the L, and
'Cause
I
it-
see the L on the west.
Because it's near the ship, like we're over by where the ship is.
Come again?
We're
you-
trying to make sure we. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say the same thing you were. Can you clarify which house the stuff is in?
Sure. Actually, let me go ahead and I will doodle.
What we do is we destroy the building. We just take it out.
that's smart because our magic items won't get destroyed in the fire because they're magic.
I can also teleport inside it. I just
I can
can't
also just-
teleport back out of it.
I can just become invisible, guys, and get our stuff and then come back. That was what my plan was. I thought.
It looked like there were people inside as well as outside, and it looks pretty heavily boarded up. I mean,
Yeah, so if they can't see me, then it's not a problem.
how are you going to get in? That's the question.
We can just make a back door.
No witnesses if
Ah.
everybody's dead.
Jax is just like sharpening a sickle, just like, yes. Chaotic, fuck this house.
That's my favorite.
Hell
That's my
yeah.
favorite. All right, I apologize. I'm gonna have to restart this computer. Like it's locking up on everything for some reason. So I'll be right back.
I
Did anybody watch the new Critical Role start campaign?
unfortunately.
Not yet. Wait until they upload it.
Yeah, I only watched like the first 3/4 of it, and I went to rewatch. I went to like watch the end, and just behind the, you have to sub to their Twitch if you want to watch the VOD. I think.
Yep.
I really like the girl, the dungeon master girl. She's really good.
Abraya. That's how you say your name. I couldn't remember the last time, but yeah.
All right. So I fixed my machine. So I uploaded a map again to the guild hall with circles on it. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. I had thought that you were going to the docks after locating your objects, but if you guys are hanging around the house where your belongings are, that's pretty far away.
Yeah, that's why I got confused. So
That's my bad. I thought you were just doing a ping like on the walk there.
I was, but then we were like, oh, here's our stuff.
Yeah, no, you guys found your stuff. So you're presently on the west side of town, outside of. Here's the thing: if you guys are standing and staring at the front of the building, that's pretty conspicuous. So what are you doing?
We're just, gazing, looking around, just talking, kind of sightseeing, pointing out stuff.
Okay, roll me a quick like a group deception check, just to see if you can remain inconspicuous.
-1 for me.
I pull out the map and I'm just looking at it.
I'm busy like fucking with my javelin. Like, God, I can't let the guards see this shit.
Extra conspicuous.
Well, that's not good. Can I guide myself while I'm at it?
Sure.
17 for me.
Seven.
I rolled a natural 20, -1.
Damn.
Isn't that the worst?
Not when I needed it.
Sorry, my baby is quite upset. I'll be right back.
I'm actually gonna leave, and can you guys see Logan? Because I can't see him.
Yeah, he's good on my screen.
You have to like
Alright.
if I have this. If you're on a computer, sometimes you have to like tab back into Discord to get it to show up. Mine does that.
Gotcha.
Is save coming? Babysit or no?
Save was supposed to be here an hour and a half ago. Don't know what's happened. But yeah, you guys are the map map reading is heavy-handed in its attempt to be inconspicuous. And once Cerberus realizes that he does have 2 lightning bolts sticking out of either side of his backpack, he just leans up against a tree. Cerberus actually almost completely disappears out of the notice of the guards because of the great fiasco that is Jax and Zelfarius pretending to read this map. A guard does come up to the 2 of you. Is there something I can help you with?
I don't think so. We're just, looking, planning our, next steps and stuff like that.
Right. Well, I'm gonna need to ask you to move along.
Certainly.
And just
Kind
don't
of like
move.
he doesn't turn around. He doesn't turn around to walk back. He like back steps towards the house with his back towards the house, just facing you guys. Orondi's nowhere to be seen.
I really just want to fuck all this shit up. I really do.
Can I go ahead and just start casting detect magic? I'm specifically looking for, is there any like magical traps in the place?
Certainly. However, are you? So you're ritually casting after he's asked you guys to leave?
Yeah, like
Sure.
I'm just kind of hanging out in the back. Like you said, I'm leaning up against something. I'll just can I make it look like I'm just reading?
Sure. Yeah. you're able to cast it, and you stay out of basically the line of sight of most of the guards while you're casting. However, you will have to cross the street and walk towards the house for a majority of the house to be within range of the spell.
In that case,
You'll cover about just getting to the middle of the road, coming back to your friends. You'll get about half the house, I'll say, if that changes things.
You said there's a tree. You said there's a tree out in front of the house, right? Or somewhere.
There's a couple trees throughout the town. Yeah, there's one kind of across from the house.
Are the guards still watching us?
Absolutely.
I'd like to go up to one of the trees and like I'd like to make eye contact with one of the guards. Because I don't really have anything in the house. Well, they didn't take anything from me, so I don't have any like stake in the house at all. So I'm just gonna be letting everybody else do their thing in the house. So I'm gonna go up to the tree. I'm gonna like keep eye contact with one of the guards. And also, what's the other surround? Is there anybody else in the surrounding area that's like watching, or is it just the guard?
There are a couple townsfolk, like either gardening or sweeping off their front steps. But it's not like there's not a crowd. It seems like the townsfolk mostly stay away from this particular house. There appear to be one or two like errand runners leaving the mansion that's behind the house on the opposite side of the house as you. But other than that, not a lot of people.
I'll make eye contact with one of the guards or all of the guards, and I'll do that like disappearing thing behind a tree. I'll like walk behind a tree, and once I'm like fully out of distance, I'll shapeshift into a cat. So like they're and then I'll stay behind the tree for a little bit just to like make it seem like I disappeared behind the tree, and then once I like discern that they perhaps lost interest, I'll walk out as a cat, hopefully not being noticed.
Okay. Give me another deception check.
Five. The first one was 17 or
Okay.
something.
That's duly noted. Yeah, Cerberus, what are you up to?
With that information, I'm gonna stroll to the middle of the road. Kind of look at like my friends. Oh, excuse me, 1 second. I'm gonna look at the guards that are out front. I'm like, oh, excuse me, and I'm gonna walk towards them.
Okay. Weirdly, as you do this, they stiffen up. Like, not in a guard way, where they like come to attention. Like they're talking to each other, and there's a definite like tension in their muscles and a freezing before they turn to look at you, and then they make eye contact. Yes, can we help you?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up to like within like normal conversation range. I'm sorry to bother you, gentlemen, but I have a quick question. As you could probably tell by my complexion, I'm from up north. Do you have any information on why Laureatians are here? I'm a little concerned myself, and I'm trying to get as close to this house as possible.
Okay. Make a deception check with advantage because you can see one of them specifically is looking over your shoulder at the tree you just walked away from.
Also,
Try.
while this is happening, I'm gonna use this distraction to try and loop around to the like out of sight of them and maybe get like back behind the building.
Okay.
I was waiting for my
Go ahead, Jack. Sorry.
I was away from my desk. Did I miss something important?
Cerberus just walked up to the guards.
16 on deception.
16 on deception. Zelfarius, make a stealth check.
I like how I try these things, and charisma is always my dump stat.
13.
13. Okay. I need to pull up a dice roller. I think my son fell asleep.
He did. He's so cute.
While you're sneaking around, they're gonna be like, "What is that?" I slit their throats
Yes, do it. Carnage.
with a lightning-shaped javelin.
Yeah.
You're sitting there sawing at them.
I'll just come up and eat them as a cat to get rid of the body.
Okay. Jesus. Yeah, so the guards out front do not notice you. However, as you loop around to the back of the house, you do see there's one back door at which there is a guard standing on either side. This part of the house faces the mansion, so it's not like you're behind like in someone's backyard. It's like
Okay, I'll
just
just
the
loop back
street.
around and I'll try to stay out of sight. And I just want to be like within range of Cerberus, like within range of them, I guess.
Okay, sure. Cerberus, you don't detect any magical traps. You do detect basically the items that were taken from you, as well as an additional item. There's some sort of ensorcelled item inside that you're not familiar with. Because every time you detect magic, you become essentially familiar to the auras of the things that are always around you, like all of Arandi's bag and stuff like that. All kind of like, I don't know. It's like eating breakfast at the same place every day. It's like, it smells like Waffle House. So there's something that's like, there's definitely some Wolfgang Puck in my Waffle House this morning, or something of that nature. If you get what I mean. But there's something different from the inside. You don't detect anything else. Just that one different object. However, the guards do say, you're talking about the big white boat. No, they came in town a few days ago. They said they're looking for some convict or something. We don't have reason to let them through the gate. The paperwork that they have, we're not sure if it's legitimate, so we've sent word out. And he like points out over the road, and I need Jax. Are you in range to hear this conversation?
Yeah, what I was doing during this is looking for a window that's open, so I'm near it.
Okay. I want the three of you to make perception checks.
Fucking natural one for an 8.
That makes sense. You're on the other side of the house.
13.
13 as well.
13. Yeah, you guys see a dot on the horizon. Like a singular dot up on the hill where you were the day before. Kind of rapidly approaching the town. The guard kind of like squints. Huh. And then he just leans back and knocks on the door behind him. With a 13 Cerberus, you hear at least 3 locks unlatch from the door, and it swings open, and about 10-ish guards start pouring out of this building before it's immediately locked back shut, and they begin marching their way to the gate. It's strange. There's a lot of people coming to town. Anyway, we're not entirely certain. We're waiting on word back from Zealous to see if they can proceed through the gate. And then he just kind of looks at you blankly.
All right. Well, I appreciate you taking time to give me that information. I would warn you that they're not the greatest of people, so just be wary. They're probably here legally. Just be careful of them. And I'm gonna peace out.
You're such a dick. He shoots you a look, and then as you like kind of start like walking it back down, because you were kind of on the first step of the house just to be within earshot, so you start walking and you hear footsteps follow down behind you. But as you get to the road, they kind of peel off. You look over your shoulder, you see the one guard that was talking to you kind of approaching the tree that you had been standing against. So, Jax, have you walked out from behind the tree yet?
If they're walking over, this is about the exact time that I start walking out.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully not noticed.
So, yeah, so you just start bebopping around out of the tree, I assume, in an Aristocats sort of fashion. There's probably music. Tiny antlers that are somehow not noticeable by the guard. The guard ignores you for a second, takes a look from behind the tree. What the fuck? Where are you walking to?
I'm walking kind of like not directly at the house, but kind of like, like nonchalantly, like trying not to give away that I'm interested in the house, but just kind of like at an angle away from the house, but still towards the house. That I'm like kind of
Okay, so if you're headed towards the house as he comes back around the tree, he's gonna get tangled up with you in his feet, and he's just gonna take a swing. It's fucking cat, and just takes a whiff. He's not gonna get any pluses to this. It's just gonna be a straight roll.
How much? I don't. Okay, I'm not sure how much. I need to look it up.
He rolled a natural 18.
I think that's gonna hit.
Probably gonna hit.
I'm sure cats have like really low HP, don't they?
I think you have either 1 or 2.
Yeah, I have a 12 armor class and 2 hit points, so yeah. I think I'm just going off of Tiny Beast cat.
Yep, and that's going to be 1 plus his strength modifier, which is 1, because he has the standard cards thing. So you guys see as this guard like stumbles, trips, the boot swings, there's a puff of smoke, and then kind of like comically skidding on his butt out of the puff of smoke, Jax just comes to a rest in the middle of the road.
Ah, yeah, what are you doing, yeah?
Guard just looks at you. What am I doing? What are you doing?
I'm just going around. What, you never seen someone into a cat before? I'm just going around minding my own business. You didn't have to hit me.
Get on! Get out of here! Go! The lot of you! So, yeah. You guys are on a watch list now, probably.
Real quick, while that's happening, because I'm pretty sure that's got everybody's attention. Are there any windows or points of entry that I could slip into or try to slip into?
There's nothing open, and everything on the first floor has basically been nailed shut. You could attempt to climb to the second floor in the middle of a town in broad daylight. You're more than welcome to try.
No, I just wish I would have got those paints because I could have been painting away while they were all distracted. But no, I'll try and sneakily meet up with everybody else.
Okay. Orandi.
Aye.
Give me a stealth check.
22. Oh, sorry. No, that was a
Okay.
dex check from previously. It's a 12.
12. Yep. So, what have you been doing for the last, let's say, 10 minutes?
So, just to confirm, from my recollection of what's happened, it sounds like we've attempted an infiltration.
No. Cerberus, Zelfarius scurried around the house once, and Cerberus started a conversation with the guards, and then Jax turned into a cat, but then was promptly kicked and got turned out of a cat.
Right. And at any point, was there an opportunity for an invisible Orandi to have gained entrance?
There was. I need you to make me a DC 17 acrobatics check.
Oh, 23. I rolled an 18.
Okay. So, invisible as Cerberus walks up. There's a point at which the guard knocks on the front door. You hear a series of locks unlatch and realize this is your opportunity. And just before people start piling out, you kind of parkour up the railing, grab onto the top of the door frame, and Black Widow yourself above their heads inside of the building.
And I imagine I did it so fast that no one has quite realized that I'm not there in my party.
They've noticed for a minute that you're not around, that your allies have.
All right. So what do I see when I go up to the place?
Well, as you kind of the scene in Spider-Man where the sweat is dropping down his nose and Green Goblin is in the room but can't see him, even though, you know, the human, you're perfectly capable of seeing the ceiling 8 feet above you if you're standing in a room. It's the dumbest scene in a movie, but it's so much fun to narrate. So as you're kind of pinned into the corner of the ceiling, about 10 or so guards are filtering out of the doorway. Before another guard relatches and locks it, and you see as the locks go back down, he also takes like a metal wire with a loop on the end, pulls it down the side of the door, and then latches it onto a hook that's just at the base of the door frame.
Some serious security.
Well,
the wire is kind of goes up towards you, and you can see, turning, looking just behind your head, there's a sort of guillotine-like blade that's suspended from the ceiling that you in your acrobatics did not quite notice. But the metal cable seems to be a sort of ripcord or a snare that releases that.
all right. Well, good to know. And there's no one in the room currently?
Oh, there are other people. Sorry. That's what you notice happening. Once he walks away, there are probably 5 or so more guards, and a lot of the furniture in this room has been stacked against the windows. And there are kind of a series of impromptu cots that are just arranged, almost like a barracks, on this first floor. It's pretty open in here. And then at the foot of each of those cots, there's like a chest or trunk that's locked.
Right.
There are about 5 or so guards just hanging out. You can still hear Cerberus talking out front.
Okay. At this time, I would like to go ahead and use Psychic Whispers. Is everyone within, let me see the distance.
Are all of your friends within like so many miles? Yes.
I think actually. Oh no. Has to be creatures I can see. So disregard.
You're on your own.
Yep. I will. Is there any way for me to just kind of stealthily go get down, and because obviously I'm invisible, it's not like they'll be able to see me.
Yeah, I'll say that you can get down into the corner of the room underneath you without issue.
Okay. And then from there, what's the floor look like? What kind of floor are we looking at?
It's a dirt floor.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
There's a little bit of wood kind of where the door jamb is, like the threshold that's kind of a step up to outside. but the floors are like slightly sunken in dirt.
Right. Any windows?
All of the windows have whatever furniture the guards have either taken from surrounding buildings or what was in here kind of stacked against them, and you know from the outside that all of the shutters have been boarded shut. It's pretty dark in here.
Okay. Well, then I will kind of just keep to the corner, like keep to the wall, essentially. Um, but I will try and take as big of steps as I can stealthily, just so that I don't leave a very clear kind of trail, if that makes sense.
So you're walking through this peasant's house, like the Grinch stealing Christmas.
Yeah.
Which direction are you going?
I'm going to go further into the house, so just wherever the next doorway is.
This is mostly an open room. It's kind of like a small farmhouse sort of. There aren't really any doors. There's just this common area, and then stairs that lead to the second floor.
I'll go toward the stairs then, and I'll
Okay.
try to like actively avoid people's gazes or, their line of sight, even though I am invisible. Just so that they don't notice like footprints appearing, or if there's a well-trodden area. I didn't think about that. Like, how well-trodden is the dirt floor?
Very well trodden.
Okay, so I'm just gonna, I'll sneak through. I'll just be very careful, and I'll go up to the stairs.
Okay, roll me another stealth check.
I have a question. When you go invisible, is it everything that you're touching at the time that you go invisible goes invisible? So like if she were to pick up stuff in the house while invisible, it's not going to turn invisible, is it?
It's a really good question, isn't it?
If I'm holding it before, I think is what it is. So if I pick something up and hold it before I go invisible, then yeah, it becomes invisible with me.
Which begs the question, if her backpack is invisible and she puts an urn into her backpack, can you see the urn through the backpack?
I would say I
Or
don't
if
know.
she eats an apple while she's invisible. Technically, she's
That's
attacking the apple, so that
interesting.
would break her invisibility. So, you're headed towards the stairs.
Yeah.
What'd you get on stealth?
Got a 9.
Okay. The guard got a 21. So as you start stepping,
Wait, don't you have a dice thing, talent thing?
I do have a psychic talent dice. That is right. I'm gonna use one of those.
I don't know if it's gonna help, but
you would have to get above a 21, and you can only use one dice.
I can only roll up to an 8. Yeah.
Probably
But-
shouldn't waste it.
Are there other guards there? Like, could I potentially avoid being seen by other people? Or noticed by other people?
You want me to make 5 perception checks?
No, I don't. It's all good. I'll just keep my 9.
Okay. So, the one guard that noticed you leans over.
Here's the
Okay.
question. Does it
Can you
rely
see
on
those?
sight? The guard.
No, it doesn't. Frederick, do you see those dust clouds? What? On the floor, over there. You've been drinking again. No, look, right there. I don't see anything. Okay. Right there. Oh. And then the other guard stands up. Frederick stands up and begins walking your direction. What do you do? Come on.
I'm going to. How far away am I by this point? How far away am I from the stairs?
15 feet.
I would like to use the boots of striding and springing to spring
Okay.
up the stairs.
So you're just gonna try and get to the landing at the top of the stairs, like over the guard's head.
If I can, with one striding and springing jump, then absolutely.
Okay. Give me a quick acrobatics check to get through over a guard and through the space. We'll make that a DC.
Jesus Christ! Oh my god. 2 natural ones in a row. That's a 6.
Yeah, no. You go to jump over him, and you jump basically on him as he's walking towards you. You hear a muffled, and he falls prone backwards. The other 4 guards that are in this room stand up. Let me make intelligence checks real quick.
Oh Jesus Christ!
You
2
should just
natural
pretend
ones
you're
in a row.
You should
A
just pretend
ghost?
you're a ghost.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking. But I can't cast any other spells, or else my invisibility will drop.
So one of the guards is like, "It's dirt floor, mate. How'd you slip?" And the other 3 are like, "There's someone here."
You're in danger, Cedric.
Something bad's about to happen.
I like that that's stuck with you guys. So the 3 guards are going to they're going to go ahead and make attacks just at the air. 2 of them aren't. They're just swinging. They're not swinging anywhere near you. They're not standing anywhere near you. 3 of them are close enough that they're going to make attacks with disadvantage.
All right, and while this is happening, can I go up the stairs? I'd like to try and time my footsteps with their hitting of the like with their like swings of the weapons as well. If I can.
So this one's going to be a 5 to hit.
No.
A 13 to hit.
No. But you said they're nowhere near me. You can't.
2 of them out of 5.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
And a 4 to hit.
No.
Okay, yeah. Everyone's just swinging blindly as you bolt your way up the stairs. You hear, "Ow! That was me!" And then you double back and get to the top. As you reach the top of the stairs on the 2nd floor, you almost run into Carrick.
Carrick, who tried to kill me?
Yes. Who is coming down the stairs, and you are on the stairs. What do
Is
you
he
do?
carrying anything?
Looks like a bag of some kind.
I'm going to grab his shirt front and fling him around, basically like pivot, and I'm going to throw him down the stairs.
Okay. I need you to make an athletics check.
Oh wait, no, there's someone. Never mind. I want to check if there's anyone else here. Sorry.
There are 2 more individuals here.
Yeah, never mind. I'm not going to do that. I'm just gonna slip away. I'm gonna suppress the urge to throw him down the stairs.
How are you gonna slip away?
I'm gonna like duck and weave, my dude. Or if there's anything on the ceiling, like for me to grab onto and maybe like Assassin's Creed style, like jump on some beams to get across the roof.
There are some rafters you can jump straight up. Oh, hold on, saves here.
Oh, he is.
It's gonna get interesting.
It reminds me of like, just because of the 2 natural ones in a row, like in Dark Souls when you're like, all right, I'm gonna get through this area real quick, and then you just keep getting, you're just like, fuck, no, shit, this, no, fuck, no.
Yeah.
Everything just attacks you.
You're like, what the hell is happening?
Guys, don't tell Logan, but I forgot that attacking someone undoes your invisibility. That's why I undid that. I was like, oh no!
I didn't hear any of that. I swear.
I forgot that attacking undoes your invisibility. And so it occurred to me that that would have been an attack. And I was like, oh!
Yeah. I'm going to use my reaction to not attack him, but throw him down the stairs.
Gently
I'm
caress him
going-
down them.
I would like to forcibly dance with him.
And he's
Tango
gonna
him
manage it
down the
to-
steps.
Yeah, accidentally fall down the step.
Yeah, just really quick, and if he loses his footing, I mean that's on him. I feel like that's a version of like I'm high-fiving the air in front of your face, and if you get hit, that's your fault.
I mean, if you stick your foot out and he runs into your foot, that's an attack on you, technically. So,
Exactly. So, he kicked me. He kicked me.
Yeah, you don't. It's not my fault if your face beats up my hands. It's not my fault.
Hello.
we have a plan.
Okay, what's the plan?
I'm getting into the rafters.
Okay, make an acrobatics check.
Don't fuck me, D&D Beyond. There we go. Natural 20. That is a 25 acrobatics check.
Okay, you go straight up. You see a couple of the hairs of his beard go with the wind of you jumping. Yeah, the baby is upset. He'll be okay in a second. We've got a bottle heating up for him. We're turning on some cartoons. We got snacks. He doesn't seem to notice. You hear his boots begin to descend. And you can see, now that he's not directly in front of you, the two individuals who are still in here. One is an individual in, not armor, some kind of, it looks like hide clothing. It's a kind of a woman with a crooked nose and a sort of conical hat that kind of slumps forward a little bit, who appears to be putting away something from a table nearby. The other individual is a man, manacled to the wall. He's got sort of a wild, puffy hair, unshaven, not clean looking. There's like dirt underneath what fingernails remain. His ribs are pretty exposed, and you can see lacerations all over his body. And you can hear the woman mumbling to him. And she says, "Should we just tell him where she is? You might... This wouldn't have to keep going. This would stop." And he, through kind of a broken mouth at this point, just says, "I'm not telling you shit." He's like completely dazed.
And looking directly below, do any of the shapes in the sack look familiar to me?
Appears to be just a sack. It's mostly empty.
Okay, cool. Looking around the room, do I see any of our stuff?
No.
What do I see aside from just that?
Blood.
There's no stuff on the second floor.
No.
I told you it was on the first floor, so I would have told you that.
Well, Arandi doesn't have the best perception. Not a listener. Okay, so at this point, I am going to. Are there any windows? Anything up here?
Yeah, the windows on the second floor aren't barred.
Okay, awesome. Am I able to look out any of them and see my friends?
No.
Fuck.
No, there's a north window and there's an east window. And technically Zelfarius is below the east window right now, but you don't know that.
Do the windows open at all, or are they just like glass?
They look to be glass that's been placed.
Yeah.
There are cross beams holding it in place. What are you doing?
I guess I'm just gonna sit and watch the situation unfold because there's not really much else I can do, and I'm well hidden.
Okay. All right. So the rest of you. Jordan is cursing, or Zelfarius is cursing not having the paints. Cerberus is walking away. Jax is, I don't know, drawing shapes in the dirt road he was just kicked out of cat form.
Sorry, just as a note, if I do happen to see my friends out the window, can we just assume that I'm gonna use Psychic Whispers on
Are you
them?
standing next to the window?
I'm in the rafters looking down.
Yeah, so you're looking north. You're still above the stairs. You're not in the rafters above the room. You're in the rafters above the stairs. You're not in the middle of the room. So the angle of observation that you have through the windows, you can see.
I understand. I know that it's a very low chance. I'm just saying that if the chance does happen, for any reason, one of them jumps straight up in front of the window and says, Rondi or something, then I would like to mind them, and if given the opportunity, if there is a chance for me to have an extra, basically like a spare use for a person of Psychic Whispers, then at that time I would link with any of my friends I can see, and if that doesn't make up 3 people, then I would also link with the puffy-haired, manacled person.
Okay, I'm letting you know specifically because of your positioning. Since we're going to be this clear and we have to communicate like this, there is a 0% chance. It's not possible from where you're standing. It's not going to happen.
Okay. Could I move to like a better position up in the rafters?
Yes, sure. That's where we were going with this whole thing.
I didn't realize that it wasn't understood that I would move, if I could. But yes, that would be my preference.
Sure. Where would you like to move to? There are no rafters in the middle of the room, just above the stairs.
Got you. There's nothing like so it's not like a pointy roof where they have like, you know.
There's a ceiling that has access to an attic, but
Right.
there are no rafters.
Got you. I didn't understand the situation. Okay, well, then I'll just never mind. I'll just watch what's going on, and
Okay.
Potentially, depending, I'll maybe mind link with the guy. I don't know.
Okay. So the rest of you reconvene in the street.
I'm trying to get into the house, so
Okay.
I'm going to go as far away as I can to not be seen, like around the house into an alley or something, and shapeshift into a rat. My second
Okay.
shapeshift for the day.
All
Into
right.
just a rat that nobody's gonna pay attention to. Hopefully,
Okay. Well, you got far enough away.
nobody saw me. Good. I'm just gonna try and scurry as fast as I can. I'm gonna So let me pull up his map again.
Are you telling Cerberus and Zell, or are you just doing it?
I mean we're together, so I'll say that I'm telling you my quote unquote plan. So I'm gonna go like perhaps this like red house next to the blue house. Maybe it's like on the other side of it or in that little, I don't know, somewhere hidden.
Okay.
And then yeah, I'm gonna scurry to the house. I'm gonna obviously try to avoid the guards, go around the back side or the side, and see if there's any like crawl space or any like little thing that I can get into the house underneath.
Sure. There is on the west side of the house, which is the opposite side that Zell was hiding on. There is a root cellar. It's essentially, those doors on the side of the building that lead to the basement or whatever. Think like Kansas tornadoes, stuff like that. I'm so good at narrating, guys. There is you could probably squeeze your somewhat flexible rat body through the doors down into the cellar. but you're not sure if that has any kind of access to the main body of the house or not.
I'd like to try it anyway.
Okay, so you squeeze in and end up on the other side in the root cellar, which isn't really a basement. It's not tall enough for someone to stand in. It's tall enough for maybe an adult to crawl hands and knees in, or for a child to potentially navigate. It's not very big, and immediately you are hit with the smell of just rot. You don't see anything. You just see barrels.
Barrels, huh?
Yeah, just almost the barrels are basically, they were rolled down here and there's just enough space to set a barrel upright, and the barrels are almost touching the what are the floorboards above the ceiling to the cellar. So you've got maybe 3 feet of vertical in this space, 3 to 4.
I'd like to like climb up one of the barrels and see if there's any kind of opening at the top to see inside. Or...
Sure. You climb up. There's no openings on top. There are some damaged ones. You go over to a different part of the cellar. There's just this muck in it. It smells weirdly familiar.
Muck, as in just like muck.
It's a thick kind of. It looks like it was once more liquid and has been slowly dehydrating. Whatever's in here is gone very sour very fast.
Okay, I like to take note of that, and then I would like to try and find like maybe an entrance into the wall or something to take me up into the actual house part.
Roll an investigation check. You get to use your own stats because you're wild shaped and not polymorph.
21.
21. Absolutely. You hear quite a bit of like settling, like people sitting. There's not really a commotion. And as one foot passes, there's some dirt that falls down on your head, and you look up and there's like a crack in the floorboards above. You clamber up, take a look around. There's some about 5-ish guards, and then you hear boots moving across the floor towards the front door.
I'd like to come out of the. Is there like a chair above the crack, or is it just crack in the middle of the floor?
Just a crack in the middle of the floor.
And the guards are facing away, like going towards the door.
Now they're kind of all facing towards the crack. The crack is in the center. It's an open area with beds and cots and benches around the perimeter. So if you came up through the middle of the floor, odds are you'd probably be seen.
I'd like to pop out of the crack and just like kind of do a circle and go back in and see what happens.
Okay. You pop out, run around in a circle, dive back down, and you immediately hear as a sharp metal thing sticks through the floorboard. Looks like perhaps the head of a spear. And you hear mumbled, "Ah, fucking missed."
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So aggressive.
All right. So that's out. I'm not doing that. I'll go back down. I assume that's like the only crack I found, right into the middle of the floor.
Roll another investigation check.
Is this before you do this? Is this little cellar thing just under that main room, or is there?
Yeah, the house is really one room. It's like a farm or like a peasant's house.
Okay.
It's larger because it's in the nicer area of town, but larger is about as nice as it gets here.
17.
17. You scurry around for a good while. You do finally find a place where the floor doesn't meet the wall correctly, and you squeeze up and look around. You're in like a shadowy corner towards the front of the house. You don't see Arandi in here either. She wasn't outside, and she's not in here.
I'm like in the shadows too, and like in the corner.
Yeah.
Is there so like along the edges of the room? Is it shadows too, or if I get to
There
like
are cots. There are like beds lined up. There's like one person in like the 6 or 7 beds that are lined up against this wall.
okay, I'm not gonna risk this. I'm gonna go back down into the hole and out where I came from,
Okay.
back to the party.
All right. So as you scurry around the house, you can see. I don't know where you left your group. I'm gonna say that they're possibly a little farther away instead of right in front of the building. As you're running away, you see heading kind of at a 45-degree angle from your path back to your friends. You see one of the people from the bar last night. One of the men from the ship that Orlando was talking to. Takes you a second with your rat legs, but you get back to your friends.
I would like to stay as a rat, and I will scurry up. I don't know who wants me to be in their pocket. I'm gonna go with Cerberus. I'm gonna like scurry up. Like I'll probably like get on like the foot and like obviously hopefully he looks down and sees my hat and knows it's me.
Yeah, I'll look down, notice the deer hog, and I'll let him scurry up.
All right, I scurry up and then I'm assuming you have some kind of like pocket or some kind of like thing. I'm gonna sit in the pocket.
Rondi, you hear the commotion die down. You hear you hear a spear get thrown, and then quiet. It looks like the woman's gathering up a bunch of, for lack of a better term, thieves' tools, but they seem covered in blood. Most of them look to be some various form of scissor or pliers, things of that nature, that are being kind of washed off in a basin.
All right. And that's all. They're just washing stuff. They're not talking at all. She's not talking.
He's fallen unconscious.
Yeah.
She does eventually go downstairs as well, though.
All right. Well, at this time, does it look like anyone's planning on coming upstairs anytime soon?
Are you going back downstairs to check?
No, I'm not going downstairs. I'm just gonna.
Then how would you know?
I don't know. Does it feel right? Does it feel like the right time? My woman's intuition.
I'm not gonna answer that. What a terrible D&D question. Does it feel like my parents are gonna walk in on me right now? Does it feel like it, God? No.
Okay.
Do what you're gonna do.
I'm sorry. No, originally I thought that I would be able to see a little bit of anything, and apparently the answer is no. Which is fine. I misunderstood. That's why I was asking. I'll give it a few minutes. I'll just give it a few minutes.
Okay.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Okay. I think Selfarius wants to do something.
So, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna look at Cerberus and be like, all right, do we want to do this? Maybe sneak around the side, paint a hole in, go in, get our stuff.
I mean, first of all, do we know where Rondi is? I thought she was gonna lead this one. I haven't seen her in a while.
I haven't either. That's why I'm asking.
I mean,
I'm getting
do you
into
wanna
the.
try-
Sorry.
all I said was, well, do you want to try it?
I mean, it's worth a shot. We just need to be ready for a fight.
Okay.
Who has the paints? I thought the paints were given away.
No, I still have them. I gave my arcane focus, my other arcane focus, to the grandmother. But I'm gonna take the paints out of my pack and I'm gonna hand them to Zelfarius. And once he has a hold of them, I'm going to grab him on the shoulder and he's gonna turn invisible.
You're invisible with paints.
All right. So, uh, do you have the ability to message? Is that the thing?
I do. If you'd like, I figured you could go around this side of the house. You've got about an hour. I can message you every couple of minutes to make sure everything's okay. You will be able to respond if you need.
All right, here we go. And I'm gonna sneaky sneak sneak.
And as he sneaks away, I'm just gonna scratch that.
Okay. So roll stealth with advantage and roll a scritch check.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. You make your way back to the east side of the house where you had been previously, kind of behind a shrub. Where would you like to paint this hole?
So with locate object, I know exactly where it's at. So I want to like line myself up where
Okay. So with locate object, you would know that they're not in the same location. They're in multiple locations, and they're about 7 or 8 feet from the wall.
On the second floor as well, right? Does this little door like just transcend floors too?
They're on the first floor.
and remind me. Oh, good.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask Daniel. So paint the whatever it is, and it just appears, right?
Yeah. So if you whatever object you paint, as long as it's not worth over 25 gold or something like that, if you paint a door, it becomes a door. You paint a hole, like you don't have to do a full door. You can just paint a hole in something. Um, and I think you can do it while you're also invisible because invisibility only breaks if you take an attack action, I believe.
Yeah, attack or cast a spell.
Just paint a door and cause chaos. They wouldn't know what happened.
What the fuck?
I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna wait a minute for Sir Rose to message me before I start painting.
Yeah, I'd probably wait about 5 minutes and then point in that general direction and just, how you doing?
Still outside, but the problem is they're all in different spots. But they're right here, right on the other side of the wall.
Well, if you perhaps paint a small hole, can you, like, if they're up against the wall, can you just paint a small hole and reach in and grab them one at a time?
Because they're not against the wall, right? Yeah.
About 6, 7. You're about 6 or 7 feet from the wall.
Yeah, no, they're in the room, about 6 or 7 feet, but they're in multiple spots. I'm guessing they're. Oh well, I don't know. This is still one message, but I'm guessing they're probably in different containers. If I had to take a guess.
Would you like a distraction?
That could make things interesting.
Okay. As you guys are talking, the 10 to 12 guards that left previously are now marching back towards the guardhouse with one horseman in tow who seems to be a messenger from Zealous.
Can I slink back behind the tree? Just to look like I just want to be I want to break line of sight.
Sure.
And then can I, as stealthily as possible, I'd like to cast fog cloud on on the front doorstep with the 2 guards. I want to make them panic.
Sure. Make a stealth check.
14.
Okay. the fog starts rolling in. And they do start to panic. You hear just like a commotion from the fog, and you hear banging on the door again, like the same kind of similar knock. The troop is still kind of coming down the road, but they sort of like look because they were headed towards the guardhouse, and then like pick up pace. You can't really hear the locks from where you are. You hear the door open. So what are you doing?
I will message Zell, like just before I did that, I will have messaged that I'm about to cast that.
Okay, and then as soon as they would have started freaking out, I'm gonna do a small hole that I can squeeze through.
That you can fit through?
Yes.
Okay, I need you to roll me a d6. And if you roll a 1 on the d6, you will have painted a hole. I won't even tell you. You're just going to try and squeeze yourself through.
Lucky number 6.
Okay, you did not paint a hole above the cot of the guy who was sleeping in his cot. So, you take a peek through. It looks like some guards and an old woman are walking towards the front door. You throw yourself through the hole and then just tuck and roll under a cot. There's a big commotion going on downstairs. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go. At this point, I will stealthily drop down, or not drop, but I don't imagine that I can reach.
Land.
Yeah, I'll get onto the ground and I will try to rouse the unconscious man.
Okay. He rouses fairly easily.
And I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
listen to this. You can't see me. I'm invisible right now. Alright? I'm not gonna tell you my name. Just it because, torture does some weird things to people, but I'm gonna try to help you, okay?
What?
Do you want to leave? Do you want to be safe?
Yes.
Alright. I'm gonna need you to do something. How tall are you?
I was about 5'11".
Alright, perfect. So if you like ball up, I think you could get into like a 5 foot by 5 foot cube.
He doesn't answer the question.
How much
just-
do you weigh?
I used to weigh more.
How much did you used to weigh?
It's a lot of questions.
I do.
What do
It's
you
really.
need?
I'm trying
do
to
what-
help you. I'm just trying
I
to
don't-
help you.
I don't know anymore. I don't know.
Right. Well, I'm gonna try and get you out of these manacles first off, and I need you to not try to run, okay? Because they're all downstairs still. We don't want to alert them until we're ready to go. Or ideally, we won't alert them at all, okay?
Sure. All right.
So I'm gonna try and undo his manacles. If that requires a lockpicking check, then yeah.
It does. 2 successful DC 12 lockpicking checks.
And is that with thieves' tools?
Yes.
Right, just checking. First one is a 13.
Okay.
Second one is a 21.
They come off. He kind of falls forward a little bit. It doesn't look like he's really able to support his own weight. You look down. He said, I was 5'11". He's missing a foot.
Well, I mean, if he stands on the other foot, he can. All right. So, bag of holding can hold up to 500 pounds, and I am assuming that everything except basically like my helm of teleportation and my boots and my basically everything that I'm wearing, plus the helm of teleportation, are in my bag of holding. So currently I have 450 minus 20. Oh, the helm of teleportation doesn't go weight. That's odd. 21. 22. Oh, and then some of these things are not actually in my inventory. So, like all of my daggers and stuff. So that's like at least minus 5, 10. So I have a not probably enough to carry a person.
You also can't be encumbered. Don't forget.
Well, I was gonna put him into the bag of holding because you can fit anything that can fit into a 5 foot by 5 foot cube, so long as like it is less than 5 feet.
Thought they
You have
had
to
the
also
bag.
be able to fit it. You also have to be able to fit it through the mouth of the bag.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because at least last time that we, in a different campaign, we used the bag of holding to fit other stuff that was within a 5 foot by 5 foot cube. And the ruling was that it just has to be less than 5 feet around. If that's different, if that's changed, then just let me know.
I mean, it's not a 5 foot cube. It has to be able to fit within a 2 foot diameter. The mouth of the bag is 2 feet. Yours isn't. Yours is a pumpkin.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm not changing the rules for it.
Got you. Okay. Right. Well, in that case, dang.
But I mean, reasonably, a human will fit in a 2 foot circle, so that shouldn't be an issue. I'm just clarifying. You have to fit in a 2 foot circle to be put into the bag.
Yeah, but I would have to take things out of the bag.
Okay, so back downstairs, since Arandi is now hesitating with her plan. Cerberus, you see the fog disappear. Just a few moments after you cast it, there's a woman standing on the porch, holding up what looks like a staff with some vines that have been like tied around it, and waving it, and hacking, and then peering around. I need you to make a stealth check. Zelfarius, what are you doing?
I want to know which. Well, first of all, what do I see? I guess do I see where the?
Yeah, so there are lots of beds and cots and stuff around the perimeter of this room. I've described this before, but you're just seeing it now. And at the foot of most of them, there are chests, and 3 of the chests contain the items you're looking for.
Are they all next to each other?
Absolutely not.
Of course not. All right. Is there one that has the staff, the focus, and the swords all together, or are those all in 3 separate ones?
Okay, so you can only know one of them if you have the spell going currently.
Oh, that's right.
What are you looking for right now?
The swords. Actually, no, I said Cerberus's focus. That's what I said.
Cerberus's focus? Okay, that is
He already
the
has
one.
a focus.
Oh, that's right. Why did I? So yeah, the
You're
swords.
thinking of
Sorry.
the daggers. I think is the
Okay,
other
the
one.
swords are in the chest closest to you. At the foot
All right.
of the bed that has the guy in it.
How heavy is this chest? Or how big is it? Can I lift it?
Big.
If I try to open it, is it locked?
It's locked. There are locks on all of them.
Is the guy wearing any kind of keys that I can see that would fit?
Not at first glance, not visibly. You could search him. There are people at the door. There are people at the door still in the room. You have until they turn around.
I'm gonna get back out. Ugh.
See, Zelfarius gets in, rolls into the bed, peeks up, looks around, and then backflips back out of the hole. Okay,
You're invisible.
there is still a hole, and this was a really dark room before because all the windows are boarded shut. So someone's gonna notice a hole.
So as I duck back out, I'm going to paint like a something to block the hole, so like it stays dark in there.
Okay, so you paint a cloth covering for the hole. It's just you paint some staples. It's stapled to the side of the building.
And I want the outside to look blended in with the building.
That's fine. I didn't think we'd spend the whole session doing this. It's great. Orandi,
All right.
you doing?
I'm gonna say, okay, just stay here. I'm gonna check downstairs and see what's going on. So I'm gonna.
Please don't read me. Please don't.
I'm just gonna take a quick look. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go and look.
Okay.
Just like. I imagine there's like a railing going down the stairs, right? So I'm gonna like.
Yeah, it's a switchback stair. It's down and then back down.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna like look down as soon as I can see. Yeah, I'm just gonna look down this. What do I see?
You see a ray of light being covered up from the wall.
All right. And what
You
about,
don't see any guards from your vantage point.
can I go a little bit further down and see any guards?
You would have to get down the first set of stairs in order to see any guards.
Okay. Then I will do that.
Okay, it looks like 3 of the guards that were in the room are out front on the porch area, and 2 are by the door. The door is slightly ajar. And I don't mean that it's partially a glass jar, I mean it's slightly open.
All right. And because the door is open, the trap is disengaged.
You look specifically for the wire, it looks like the wire has been taken off the hook.
All right. But I can't. So I cannot see the wire at this current point.
Nope.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, what's at the other end of the wire? Like, what does it look like happens if this trap is set? If it's
So, the wire is hooked onto a hook at the bottom that's connected to a loose board. The wire goes all the way up, and there's a small mechanism with a pin. If you step on the board while the hook and the wire are attached, it pulls the pin out of essentially a tense thing, and the blade comes down.
so it's a way for me as an invisible person to engage the trap, like artificially. So, like, if I'm to get back up into the corner, could I?
You
like,
could you could throw a dagger at it and cut it and drop the blade.
Yeah, I don't have a dagger. I do have a psychic dagger, but I can't do psychic damage to an item, so doesn't matter. But could I hypothetically, if I'm looking from like where I was originally up, like crawled up in the ceiling, could I have yanked on that wire to engage the trap?
Probably not yanked, just because of the tension. They're metal wires.
Got you. Right. How?
What are you doing? They're all running out of time.
Right. I am going to go ahead and take. Here's what I'm going to do. If I take out the adamantine scale mail, I will have enough weight for this person. So I'm going to take my adamantine scale mail out of my bag. I am going on the second floor. I'm going to throw. Is there anything in the room? What's in the room right now?
So you know, this time when the mid fails, all 4 of you.
Okay, that's fine. What is there anything else in the room?
Tables. There's tables, a chair. He was manacled to the wall.
All right.
There's nothing up here.
I am going to throw a chair out of the window. And then I'm going to throw the adamantine scale mail out of the other window that isn't like over the front door. All right?
Okay.
So I'm going to break both of the windows approximately at once. I'm going to take this man and shove him into my bag of holding. Into the pumpkin. Can I?
I need you to make 3 successive strength checks, DC 13.
Natural 1, so that's a 2.
Okay, you throw the adamantine scale mail, and it slumps against the window and falls on the floor.
All right, all good. A 15.
Hey, you throw a chair straight through the window on the east wall.
All right. And then the third one is a 3.
Yeah, so you attempt to stuff him in your pump, and it's awkward. You've never stuffed someone into a bag before, at least not like while they're still alive.
Help me out! Get into the pumpkin!
Wait, it's a 3. What did you roll?
I rolled a 2.
Okay. Yeah, he's confused. He falls on the floor. He can't hold his own weight. What's everybody else doing? So you covered up the hole. People are coming back. Cerberus, you can see a troop of guards are now standing out front of the building.
I rolled a 17 on the stealth check, by the way.
They don't notice you. She doesn't seem to see you.
I was just waiting on Cerberus to message real quick.
Which I would be doing every couple minutes. So I will just check in.
Yeah, so multiple boxes, they're locked and very heavy, so not sure how to get our stuff out.
I did not just give you a set of paints that could go through solid objects.
Shit, I'm an idiot. Going back in.
Okay, so you go back in. You through. The guy that is stirring. The foot of his bed are the box with your swords in them. What are you doing?
I'm gonna paint a hole big enough to get the swords out.
Okay, so you throw yourself over the empty cot. You're next to the guy who's kind of sleeping. You paint a hole in the side. You reach in. You pull out one sword. The sword is hooked. The hole's not quite big enough. You paint a little bit more so that the tip can come out. You get the other sword. You have 2 swords.
All right, and then there's how many boxes?
There are at least 2 more locations where your stuff is. All the stuff you guys need.
All right, I'm going to those and getting our shit.
You don't know where they are. You only know where the swords are because you did the locate object way earlier. So are you recasting?
No, I'm just going to random boxes and painting, like to peek inside.
Oh my god! Make a dexterity check.
By the way, while this is happening, I'm going to shapeshift out of a rat while still in Cerberus's pocket, ripping his shirt, and just falling on the
Okay.
ground, I guess.
So, like a fish birthed from Jesus's nipples, Jax launches off of your chest and onto the ground.
18.
18. Roll me an intelligence check.
The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get behind cover and stealthily cast a spell.
Okay, what are you casting?
I'm casting Spike Growth. Underneath all the guards outside of the house.
Okay, what does that do?
The ground is a 20-foot radius centered on a point within range, twists and sprouts hard spikes and thorns. But it looks natural. I'm casting it stealthily so that nobody can see me casting it. They don't know where it's coming from. But it looks natural. But I think the ground they'll take damage, which I guess is irrelevant at this point. But I'm really just doing it because I think it.
It makes it.
I think it becomes rough terrain.
as well, right?
Yeah, difficult terrain. Yeah.
Okay, so, what did you get on your intelligence check?
19.
You realize that you can just paint a line across the lock and it will no longer be a lock. You can just pop the locks off instead of having to paint and peek. So you paint a line across the
I'm
lock,
just
it breaks the lock,
cursing.
you open the chest. You manage to get all the stuff. And at the end of your ability to do anything, you're still in the middle of the room carrying everybody's stuff. You can't go anywhere. You used your time.
Oh, well, okay. I was
Yeah,
just.
you're done with your time. That's where you are. When we come back to you, that's where you'll be.
All right.
Arandi, what are you doing?
So, has the spike growth grown?
You can't see that
I'm
side of the
right in
building.
front of the window.
The windows are to the east and the north. The face of the building is south.
Okay, perfect. Then I'm gonna jump out the north window with the man.
That's the one that you couldn't break.
Okay, then I'm gonna jump out the east window with the man.
Okay. You don't take fall damage. He takes.
No, I'm gonna cushion him with my big ass.
This is ridiculous.
You take 4 points. Or he takes 4 points of ass damage.
Ass damage.
You threw it back too hard.
Cerberus.
That ass claps
see
back.
The woman on the porch sees the thorns and vines growing around the soldiers, goes, and as she coughs, you see another dispel magic as the thorns and vines start to die.
Gross.
It was a distraction.
I'm just
So-
sitting there watching.
She is actively looking around now. I need Jax to make a stealth check. Cerberus succeeded.
Can you at least tell me if he's alive?
You're not sure. It's not your turn.
16.
16. She rolled a 21. Cerberus, you watch as this old woman. She's not that old. I don't know why I keep describing her as an old woman. She's just a haggard sailor woman. Her finger extends and points towards the tree and the shrubs where you guys are hiding behind.
I take off running.
Zafarias, what are you doing?
How far away is that tree from where I am in the building?
From where you are in the building,
Is it like 500 feet?
it's within 500 feet.
Okay. I'm going to use my cape. I'm gonna flickety flick and appear. Actually, I'm gonna go. Is it? It's less than 5. So I will go off kilter, but in that vicinity.
All right. So you disappear from the middle of the room. The woman is going to cast.
Yeah, I don't know if this has any bearing, but as soon as I see her notice me, I'm dipping. I'm running away. I don't know if that has any bearing on the spell she's casting, but
Also, can I see her or no?
You cannot.
Okay.
Please. Potion, can I feed him a potion like as we're going out the window, just like
She's going to cast. What is the range?
on the ass.
I don't think the tree's that far from the house because the spell that I cast, or perhaps I was just assuming that it was nearish the house.
The range of this spell is 120 feet. So, Jax, you see her, you turn around, ready to bolt, and you watch. Cerberus, you can feel it from behind you. You don't even have to look as this crescent wall of flames begins to erupt from the ground, starting to encircle the tree as a wall of fire kind of corrals you back towards the house.
I'd like to cast counterspell, please.
Okay, it's a 4th level spell.
All right, let's do it.
So you have to roll 14?
I have to make a, let's see, it's an intelligence check, right? Or an arcana?
I think it's
It's
just
your-
it's a check using your spellcasting ability, which is intelligence.
Gotcha, okay. I'm gonna fail it.
Yeah, you guys are corralled by a giant wall of fire. Not it's not encircling you. It's just here's the house. Here's the tree. You guys are behind the tree. Here's the house. Here's the tree, and it's going like this.
I'm gonna look at Jax if I have the time and go, uh, do you trust me?
I
I'm gonna grab him in Thunderstep.
Okay, so which direction?
In the opposite direction, just getting the fuck out.
Okay, so past the wall of fire. Yeah, so you guys end up just about where Zelfarius ends up. Zelfarius, you like bamf back into existence, look back towards the house, and you see the tree that was across from the house. All of the leaves just explode off of it as the a fire begins to erupt and start to tower over some of the buildings. Orandi, you have 44 seconds to get away.
All right. I would like to go ahead and say, swallow this, and I'm gonna put the restorative ointment down his gullet. One charge of it.
Okay.
And we have to be out. We have to get outside of the thing. How tall is the wall of flame?
The wall of flame isn't on your side of the building at all.
Oh, I don't have to worry about it.
No, you can go
I'm gonna
any
take
direction.
him and run.
I was giving you 44 seconds because I realized it might take that long for you to come up with a
No.
plan.
I thought it was. Okay. Yeah, go. I'm going. I'm gonna give him the potion, but then I'm going.
He can't run.
I'm carrying him. I don't give a fuck. We're going. Jumping onto a building. We're leaving.
In the ensuing chaos, you guys managed to disappear. I need everyone to roll intelligence checks.
Meanwhile, I think Zelfarius is just in the middle of a room holding a bunch of magic items like that guy with the limes. Oh no, you made it out?
Yeah, he got away.
Oh, never mind. That's rude.
16.
10.
What are we rolling? I'm sorry. I got too excited.
intelligence check. Mine's 18.
13. Yeah, you guys realize at this point, now that your items are the only items that are missing from this guardhouse, you can no longer freely walk around the town.
We
because
didn't
there are
take
guards.
everything though, right? We only took the couple of things that we went in to get.
That's what he's saying, though. I think that since it's just
Only
our
your
items
items that are
missing,
missing from different
we're-
locations.
and now we're sus.
And the locks are broken. Oh my god, there's so much evidence.
Where
Bet.
would you how do you guys plan on reconvening since you can't talk to each other?
I'm going straight to Brules. I don't care about everyone else. I'm going to Brules. If there's a back door, I'd like to use the back door. How long has it been? Has it been an hour? How long did this whole thing take?
20 minutes.
Okay, yeah, so I've still got like 40 minutes of invisibility.
You're still invisible?
Yeah, she didn't take any actions that would break disability or invisibility. Break disability.
Yeah, I
where
mean,
do
I'm
the
head
rest
back
of
there
you
too.
go? Okay, you're all going back to the Wormsword Inn.
It seems like the best home base that we've been at. So yeah, maybe not directly in the front door, but I'm gonna go. Yeah.
Well, you know how like hobos, they have those like that secret like hobo thieves can't type of thing where they tell you if like nice people live here. I feel like it's the same for murder hobos. Where we're like, this is a nice guy, we're gonna stay here.
Alright. So you guys all reconvene at various times. The three groups of you, because you guys didn't exactly end up teleporting to the same location. This near. You end up at the Wormsword Inn. Orandi, as you bring you peek your head in. There's no back door. There's only a front door. You peek your head in. Poe is at his usual table.
All right, I am going to set my man. He's regained 2d8 plus 2 hit points.
Okay.
And he's cured of any disease, and he ceases to be poisoned if any of those are the case. But I'm gonna lay him down in the around the back, like kind of maybe next to some bushes or in between some shrubbery or something to kind of hide him. I'm just gonna be like, stay here, and then I will slip through the door, invisible, and I will find Brule. Is he at the bar? I imagine he's probably behind the bar.
Yes, he's attending to customers. There's kind of a commotion going on in the bar.
All right. I am going to get behind the bar. I'm gonna like lay down, or I'm gonna like sit and curl up in a corner of the bar, and then I'm gonna drop invisibility.
Okay, you're hiding under the bar.
Like as I do it, I'm gonna like wait for Brule to notice me, and I'm gonna be like, and then I'll mind them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The rest of you reconvene in the bar as well. You notice Poe. There seems to be a commotion going on in the bar. You guys pick up something about someone new coming to town.
I like to wait. So there's just like normal traffic in the bar.
Yeah, a little bit more than normal for this time of day, but yeah, regular people.
Do I wait? All my stuff is still in Arandi's bag. I know that much. Did I ever spend the 20? I don't think I'll spend all 20 of the gold that I had. Maybe like
Only
5
spent
gold of
about
it.
5, yeah.
I like to go up to the counter to Brule and order one of those big 5 gold things,
Okay.
and then take it to the table. I'm not gonna drink any of that. I'm just gonna get myself like a normal size thing.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go up and just sit down at one of the tables who are talking about it, and kind of overhear and put it down at the middle of the table, give it gesturing, and it's for open game. And
You're carousing.
yes,
Give me a straight charisma check.
7.
7. Okay, duly noted. What are the latter two of you doing?
I'm gonna, as we walk in, I'm gonna immediately just find a spot, plop down. I want to be facing the door because I figure we're gonna have company soon. And while we do so, I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna try to do arcane recovery in this time.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, I'm just gonna plop down, same right next to Cerberus, just gonna give that knowing nod. And do I feel any ley lines nearby? Just out of curiosity.
Not specifically, it's not close enough.
All right, so not within a mile.
I do have a map, by the way, of those, so it will be accurate when you can and cannot feel them. I do. You are no longer attuned to whatever items have been out of your reach for an extended period of time, because they've been in the guardhouse. If you want to take this time to attune to any items, I would do so. Also, Zell, I added something to your inventory.
Yes, I see it down.
At some point, I'm gonna also look at Zell during this time, like, hey, can I get those paints back?
Oh, yeah, thanks. These came in pretty handy. I'm just an idiot, though.
No worries. If you ever need them again, just let me know.
Hopefully we don't die.
Are those just like an infinite number, or do you have is there like a certain amount of them?
It's
So-
like a certain distance of paint, I think, right?
Yeah, so when I found them, I found there's a D4 of paints. I think there was 3 in there. Each pot can cover 1,000 square feet.
Wow. So how much? So we have to figure out how much they'll use then.
Yeah, I assume he didn't use it. It probably didn't really dent it too much. If they were full,
How many square do you have?
1,000 per pot.
Go ahead and just mark off 1 to cut the hole and then cover the hole, and then
Wow, so we essentially have an infinite amount of that, effectively.
Depending on how we use it.
So, I don't know that you guys are there. Has anyone said anything out loud?
I mean, I'm actively talking to the people, or I at least said
I'm
something.
sorry, mark off 4. Just I actually calculated the area of a 2-foot circle, which we have determined is the size that a human fits through. So he had to draw a 2-foot circle, and then he had to cover up a 2-foot circle. So mark off 7.
7 square feet.
Yeah, 7 square feet. A circle covering up that circle, and then just a square foot of cutting holes into chests and blocks and stuff.
And you have 3 jars of it, right? So we have 3,000 square feet.
So 2,900 or 2,993 thousand square feet left.
All right. You can hear Jax in the bar, Rondi.
Of course I can. I have linked with Rule, so as soon as I have the chance, I am going to tell him about a man out back and explain the situation that he's been in. And I will also describe his physical features and everything. Just be like, do you know who this is?
Okay, so you describe his physical features. You explain. He doesn't say anything to you. He stops
And
serving
I'll-
in the middle of the bar and goes outside.
Okay, cool. Then I am going to redisguise myself as a human version of myself. And I'm going to wake up and act groggy.
Okay. A few seconds pass, and then you hear Brule's voice in your mind go,
There's nobody out here.
In my mind, I will say, shit! I don't know where he could have gone, but he couldn't have gone far. He's only got 1 foot. Did I mention that? He's only got 1 foot. Do you see any, like, tracks of, like, a stump being dragged or anything? Like, I don't think that he's... It looked like a fresh wound. I don't think that he knows how to, like, kind of get around on his own.
There's no tracks or anything.
Shit. I know someone who can locate a person. Shit. Are you sure there's nobody? I hit him like kind of in the bushes.
And I can't find anyone.
Oh lord. Let me reconvene with my friends. This Poe fellow, how long has he been here?
Poe's lived in town almost all his life.
He's an okay fellow. He's thrown in with
He's
some
friendly by
pirates,
me.
you know.
A lot of folk in town. A job's a job.
Well, it's not if it involves human traffic or humanoid trafficking, but you know, it's fine, I guess. And then I'll just go ahead and hey friends, and I'm gonna go over to my friends and you know, I will quietly say to them, does anyone know how to locate a person?
right there, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. So we'll be right back. Everybody's going to get a drink, get a snack, and go to the bathroom, and we will continue playing. So, see you soon. And we're back. Thank you for that short break. I believe we left off. Annabelle was asking her friends if anyone knew the locate person spell.
Yeah. Or if they knew how to locate a person, I think is specifically what Arandi asked.
Well, know how to locate an object. Eventually, I'll be able to locate the person, but that's not in my wheelhouse at the moment.
How much do you have to know about the object in order to locate it? Like, if I describe a ratty shirt in, like, gory, grave detail, could you locate it based on that?
So I have to have seen it up close or within 30 feet, at least once.
So you have been within 30 feet of it, I think.
I have to have seen it though, is the issue, so sorry.
So, out of curiosity, did you happen to see? You couldn't have seen me jumping through a window. I was invisible. Disregard. Jax, what about you, friendo?
I'm not sitting at the same table, friendo.
I know that's why I'm shouting. Can you hear me now?
I guess I look over. Aye, what?
Come here, you shite. I'm just kidding. Seriously though, come over here.
Aye.
It just
know.
sounded like it would sound. It would sound good in the moment. Jax. Yeah. Okay. Look. So, do you know how to locate a person?
Aye, if that person is an animal or a plant, perhaps.
Unfortunately, he is a person. Um, you're a really good tracker, though, right?
Aye.
All right. So, come with me. Come with me. I've got to show you something. And I'm just gonna make sure that Jax is coming with me, and if the other two come, that's fine. But I don't. I'm not. I just need to find this man.
Okay. First of all, Jax, with your charisma check from earlier, you gather from the townspeople that there's a horseman that just arrived in town who is carrying some news from the capital of the country. It has something to do with Enodo.
I'll relay this to the group before I go off with the run.
Did they say like what it was, where this horseman is going?
Jax, hurry up. We don't have a lot of time. I'm like at the door.
I am not sure, but perhaps go mingle with the people. I did get them free alcohol, so they should be limber.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ask where this horseman is.
Okay. So, Jackson Arandi, you make your way around the back of the Wormsword Inn, where a very large man is very delicately combing through a couple of bushes and things like that in behind the building. These sort of massive hands just delicately like placing two fingers in the leaves and like pulling it apart and looking around and putting it back. He seems pretty worried.
Jax, so, I lost a man. I laid him down right here, and I take him to the spot. I'm like, I laid him down like this. He's missing a leg. So I figured if anybody could track anything, it would probably be you.
Aye, yes. Let me just leave me to it. Leave me to my expertise. And I'll like get down on my hands and knees like wind talkers or something. I don't know if that's the right reference, but like some Native American, like putting my ear to the ground and like just over, it's all for show basically. I
You're
mean,
not rolling. You're not
yeah,
tracking him.
no, I am. I just really want to sell it that I'm doing, like actually doing it like expertisely.
Expertly.
Okay, roll the roll a survival check, obviously, but roll a general charisma check just to see if you can pass off your expertise. Maybe a persuasion. Roll a persuasion check.
Is this
Uh,
versus my insight?
Sure.
Is persuasion based off of charisma?
Yes.
Because I just rolled a 19 flat charisma check, so I'm just gonna add my modifier to that, so 20.
I also rolled a 20. But my
What?
passive insight is 12, if that changes anything.
It doesn't. It's a little showboaty, but he seems to actually know what he's doing. He's not lying. It gets a little weird when he like sprinkles some of the dirt onto his tongue, samples it, and spits it back out.
Yeah, so my survival check was a natural 1, so that's an 8 roll.
Friends!
As far as you know, there was never a guy here.
Just the way she goes. You know, sometimes you feel it, and sometimes you don't.
I mean, maybe. I
I'll
didn't even get his name.
What I'll do is I'll like really root around and see if I can see any like blood on. I mean, I guess all that's wrapped up in the survival check. So if there's a way for me to continue checking, then I'll do that. But if not, then that's what it is.
You look a little bit longer, kind of fan out a little bit. No, nothing.
Yeah. If there was somebody here, there's no traces. Not that I could discern.
Is there anything that we could do? Maybe like you could turn into like a bloodhound or something and pick up his scent.
I see. The problem with that is I'm pretty tired. You know, like I'm unable to do. I'm unable to do that. I don't have the energy. You know. Perhaps if we went and slept for an hour or so.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just take a breather and maybe come back to it. I'm sure the trail won't be gone by then. It's only an hour.
Yeah, I guess. So you decided? Yeah, I guess I'll go do something for an hour. I'll go back and quietly meditate at the table, or can I sit at the table and like kind of passively drink for an hour? Is that considered a short rest?
Yeah, as long as you're not going hard.
No, I'm not going hard. I want to go back in and sit down at that table and try and get some more information.
Okay. You sit next to Zelparius. Cerberus, what are you doing?
I'm still doing some arcane recovery if possible.
So you guys learn over the course of a drunken meal with a bunch of sailors. Not much more than has already been told. The destination of the rider seems to be here. Is some sort of courier. Was taken by the guard for questioning. Hasn't made any kind of announcement yet. Is supposed to be headed towards the mayor's house.
I presume we do this for an hour.
Yeah, about an hour.
I go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was just gonna ask, like, Orandi, have you shared the story with us about? I assume it's Martin.
Hell no, I haven't shared that story with anyone, not out loud. But since I have taken a rest, am I able to do arcane whisper or psychic whispers again? Oh, I guess I can because I can use my psionic energy dice. All right, so yes, I am going to use psychic whispers, and I will link with all three of my friends for 5 hours. We are mind linked, and I will explain everything that's happened while these sailors are kind of like drunkenly talking.
Your psionic whispers will end at 1 p.m.
I also want to. So I always forget. Can I talk to everybody or just you? Do you have to relay it to everybody?
Just me.
I will then during this time after you explain yours, I will also explain my adventures when I was a rat, finding the barrels with the whatever, underneath, so everybody knows. I'll explain that to you, and you explain it to everybody.
Gross. And then I'll like tell everyone.
And then at this point, it's been an hour. Have my energy back. I'll walk outside, walk around back, and shapeshift into a dog slash bloodhound, whatever kind of better tracking animal. I keep my stats though, right? Or is these?
Keep your mental stats. You get your strength, con, and dex change.
Is it specifically a bloodhound or is it just dog? I think I've done a bloodhound before, right?
Dog or mastiff. You just get advantage on perception checks that rely on smell.
All right, yeah. I will begin looking. Perception, which is wisdom, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I'll go ahead and start using my advantage with smell to see if I can pick up a scent.
Okay, go ahead and roll that perception check.
15.
15. You do find something. Scurrying around in the shrubs. You find a rat. Which, when you find it, begins to run away.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
You guys all hear a dog barking.
Oh gosh, that's a loud dog. We'd better go see what's going on. I'm gonna go out back and check on the dog.
Yeah.
As you hit the door, you run smack into Brule, who's just now coming inside after an hour of looking.
You're sure it was the man that you described?
I didn't describe a fake man. That is the description that I provided is accurate.
You folk are strange, and I wouldn't be surprised if you were under some kind of illusion, or did you know him? Is there any reason that?
And I kind of like look around. Maybe here isn't the best. Let's go back to the kitchen. See if Zalfarius can come up with a good new recipe with whatever potatoes you do have.
Right. He's reinterested in the potatoes.
Like,
I didn't
makes
say
a show out of like trying to tell the bar. He like puts his hand on his hip and starts like swinging, walking towards the kitchen.
Well, they're back here. You've seen them. They're the same potatoes. I don't know what would be different.
It's not the potatoes. I say like as I'm going through the door. It's the recipe that we're looking to do. So we're thinking that maybe these potatoes, and I'll just kind of like stop there.
Okay. So you're in the kitchen.
And yeah, I'll tell him the entire story, and I'll be like, he just looked really bad off, and he lost a foot, and I watched her torture him for as long as I could really handle, which is to say, I didn't want to risk just both of us dying for no reason. She seems some kind of powerful, so I didn't want to mess with her. Her hat, it was a really scary hat. All of that said, she when she left, I didn't really want to leave him there. I was invisible at the time, like I could have, but it felt kind of wrong. I guess my friend Zalfarius has been kind of like telling me that I should do like good things, and that maybe I think he said something about like maybe the good things being like. At least this is what I took away, is that like if I do good things, maybe it'll like undo the bad things or something. So I'm just trying to do good where I can, and I figured I could make it. And we did. I just don't know exactly what's happened to him. However, I will say that he looked really bad. I don't think that he could have made it out on his own. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, if you do find him, please bring him back here. I'll make sure that the bar is empty, we can close down for potato renovations or something. I'll figure out.
Rat problem, maybe something like that.
I don't want to ruin my business.
Oh, right. Well, yeah. Who is he?
He's an old friend. His name's Martin. He's the one who told me that he saw some people being loaded onto the ship.
And he's been missing 3 to 4 days, right?
That would also explain. By the way, guys, I don't know if I had mentioned this. I saw Carrick on my way up the stairs, and he had like a mostly empty sack, slung over his shoulder. I was really thinking about just throwing him down the stairs, but I thought, the magic powers that be might think that that was an attack, where really it's just more like forceful dancing, and so I didn't. Could have.
Rue,
Those
I
old-
found a scent. I
Go
found a
ahead.
scent. I'm psychic whispering through and saying that I found a scent. Sorry, just so everybody knows that I'm trying to get everybody's attention. I'm gonna start heading towards the dock.
Oh, he found his scent. We should probably go. Brule, I'll let you know what we find.
Zalfarius, make a wisdom check.
15.
15. You, during your hour, have a weird sensation. Just vaguely. You kind of resting, attuning to the new weapons. Sort of start to drift and daze. And your eyes kind of land on the hearth and the fire there. And two things happen. One, you very vaguely in the flames almost see a shape, something. It looks roundish, almost kind of like the creatures that you guys met in the swamps that helped you, the Chwingas. But as you look, you hear the creaking of a ship, like the deep creaking of a ship at sea. And you like snap to because of the sound. Fire's just fire. There's no sound. That's all. And this is before you go back to the pool. So you guys all head out, following the bloodhound with antlers. And you do make your way. You start. It looks like you're going to the docks, and then as you're running down along the docks, the rat takes an abrupt turn left off of the docks, like off. Jax, you chasing it, look over the side, and you can see it scurrying. There's like a below. Water comes up to almost all of it, except for right here, there are some stones. There's just enough space under the docks over the stones that you guys can walk. And the rat is scurrying down these rocks.
I mean, I go without hesitation.
Okay, you guys who are trailing behind, also looking for guards that might recognize the three of you, see a dog jump off of the docks. You can't see under the docks because you're trailing behind, so you just see a bloodhound with antlers leap, and then disappear below the docks.
All right. Well, I'm heading down. I guess I don't know if you guys want to, but I could just let you know if there are any issues. I just want to make sure he's safe. All right, and I jump down, and then I'll tell them what I see. Be like, "Come on."
Okay, so you guys continue to follow. These rocks actually essentially lead the beach. Is so on the south side of Gresht, the part that hits the water is cliffs. And there's a beach at the base of the cliffs, but the wall that surrounds the town goes to the cliff, not down towards the beach. And these rocks lead from the dock area under the docks around the cliffs at the base, around the wall to the outside. There's a cove to the south that takes you probably good 30 minutes of chasing this rat until you end up coming to the beach, this small cove that has a sort of an outlet pipe where this kind of sludgy, brownish, brackish water is just steadily dripping out of this really, really old stone structure. There's sort of like iron bars that have been barring it so that people can't get into it. But there is like an access door that's rusted, hinged, and has been looks busted off. Looks like the damage is. You can see the scratches at the hinges are silver, which means that it hasn't rusted and the salt air hasn't touched that metal yet. So this is relatively recent damage. And there's just a sound from inside, just sort of wind blowing across the front. This. I don't know if anyone could hear that, but
It was actually really, really. I
Very
feel like
clear.
accurate. Yeah. Of what
That
it
was
would sound
good.
like.
I practice.
I'm just gonna do a quick Eyes of the Grave, just cause.
What's the distance on that?
60 feet.
60 feet. Nothing 60 feet into this tunnel.
I would like to go in. Wait, you said there's a door, but it's the lock is busted. So is the door like able to be open?
The whole door is laying on the ground. It's like been broken off of its hinges.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I'm going in. Still has a door.
For sure, Martin's in here, or
Even a little bit. No.
all right. In that case, broken record time. As we go, detect magic.
Okay. Yeah, your detect magic. 10 minutes into the tunnel, which is a decent ways. Does pick up a distinct aura of necromantic energy, not from any specific source, almost like it's blowing out of these tunnels with the wind, like it's just seeping through the air.
I'll immediately relay that to the resident cleric.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I didn't have push to talk on. Eyes of the Grave again, outward further in, see if I can.
Not anything as of yet. And then somewhere deep in the tunnel, you guys can't really see that well down here. Even with your dark vision, it's just there are twists and turns. You don't have a lot of distance. There are not a lot of straight paths. You do begin to pick up blips just on the edge of your detection. And as you do, Zoe, you feel a hand on the back of your collar pull you towards the wall. And all of you hear, shh. There's a moment of silence. You've been walking through like wet water, so there's been the echoes and sounds of your footsteps. And when you guys hear shh, and you all freeze and stop, 1 second goes by, 2 seconds go by, 3 seconds go by, and very distantly you hear kind of echo down the tunnel. There's a sloshing sound. 1 second goes by. 2 seconds go by. A minute goes by. The hand lets go, and kind of you can feel the creature that grabbed you sort of sink away and press itself against the wall. You're all very, very loud.
Yeah, sorry about that. Who are you?
read some of my message, right? Yes, that's the gist of things.
Martin. We're looking for Martin. What was that?
Oh, there are a lot of those down here.
Then why are you down here?
Because there are a lot of those down here. It's a really nice place to hide if you're not a fucking idiot. Your friend behind the bar. This is against my general interests and policy and training. But again, as I told your dog, you're all of some interest to me. You seem to be involved in a lot of things, and I'm looking for someone who's particularly hard to find. If you happen to run into them, I'd like a message. And I'd be willing to pay for that message, which is why I requested he have you meet me. But it seems that I chose the wrong people. You're very loud and you make a lot of noise, and I don't mean physically, I mean the guardhouse today. So I've kept your friend safe, and I'd be more than happy to turn him over to the four of you if you're willing to meet me halfway.
Yes. I will say that I didn't think that a single broken window was going to result in a wall of fire. I didn't really understand. I don't understand, kind of everything that happened. But um, I will say that the really, really the quickest solution to that whole scenario is just that I'm going to kill that woman later, and it'll all be fine after that. So I don't think you need to worry. Um, we'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I don't know anything about any woman, or the people on the boat, or the people in the guardhouse. That's not why I'm here. You guys still can't really make him out that well. He's got a hood down over his face. I'm looking for another one of my kind. And then he kind of indicates to you, Zell. Our kind, technically.
What is your business with this person? What have they done?
He's a traitor. And I'm supposed to bring him back. That's all I am. Just a tracker.
A traitor to Inidel or a traitor to the realm?
That's not my business. I've been given strict and incredibly brief instructions by my order.
And what exactly is your order? What if it turns out that your interests and our interests are not aligned indeed?
Then I suppose you don't see your friend.
I didn't say that we wouldn't work together if our interests weren't aligned, but it's just good to know.
I'm at liberty to discuss a lot of what I'm doing here. You don't need to know who I am. There's either helping me or refusing. And I'm willing to do what's necessary to put those odds in my favor.
Sure, that's understandable. It's a smart way to be. Um, I think currently our interests are aligned in the direction of seeing our friend, and it sounds like you are currently interested in letting us see our friend. Is that right? Sounds like you have some sort of price or terms. Is that my understanding?
Not a price or terms I was willing to pay before you mucked up your morning. Your services aren't something I would consider worthy of gold necessarily at this point, but I'll trade you, your friend, for information on the person I'm looking for.
I start to describe Ost. Is this the person that you're seeking?
The description matches.
I think someone else was out to get him. Wasn't there someone else? I think Cerberus. who was looking for this person you mentioned?
I'm having a hard time hearing you. What'd you say?
Is that better?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I think there was someone else you had mentioned who had gotten in touch with you and was looking for this person as well. Isn't that right?
So the Laureati elves were looking for um, another one of my kind,
Oh,
but I've had no mention of any. I believe you said white-haired elf, other than the Oss that you described.
It can't be. He's. It has to be someone else. Ost would never do anything of this nature.
It's nice to think that about the people that you know, but
I cannot hear you at all.
I can't hear you either.
can't hear me at all.
Now I can.
There we
Okay.
go. Yeah.
Sorry. It would be nice to think that about the people that we know, or love, or care about, but experience dictates otherwise.
I don't know, love, or care about this person personally, and I honestly don't think that he seemed very competent. You really have no idea. And I mean, yeah, there are plenty of times when people will say, oh, this is on a need to know basis and you don't need to know. But like during the course of a job, almost always you get some kind of information or understanding of what's going on. You're telling me you have no such information or understanding. I mean, it might help us out to help you out. Help us help you.
Do you know where he went?
I have
I do
no
not.
clue.
But
Wasn't he headed like north or something? Said
I
something
might
about
be able
north.
to. I might be able to get into touch with him, but I would like to talk to him if that's possible before you. My gut's telling me it's not the same person, but
The person that I'm looking for worked for Crown.
oh, thank God. Oh, okay, so it's not him because he does not work for the crown. So, whew, that was a lot.
I mean, he
Yeah.
doesn't work for the crown that you know of. There are plenty of people who work for the crown who no one knows works for the crown.
Enodel's different. We work in tandem with the crown, but not for the crown. We're separate, if that makes sense.
Some of us, others work for the Crown. He pulls his head down. You can see he is an Enodilian.
Do I recognize him?
No, you've never seen this person before. But he does wear his hair tarred in the sap of the Enodilian trees. He has, you can't see in the dark. You assume it's either a blue or a green, like thick mud-like tendrils that are kind of pulled back like dreadlocks.
Which forgot to mention my hair is braided today, with the, because I kind of wear it both ways, like we talked about. How long have you been looking for this person?
Probably 3 weeks.
I'd like to wander down one of the one of the sewers.
Okay. Are you trying to be quiet or?
No, not really. Okay, yeah. I say I'm not trying to be quiet, but I'm not like actively trying to make noise either.
Okay. What's your passive stealth?
I'm a dog, so I'm not sure if I go off the dog. My
Yeah, it would be the dog.
um perception +3, passive perception 13 as a mastiff.
Okay, so what's your dexterity?
As a mastiff 14.
Yeah. Okay. 14 plus 2. So your passive stealth is 12. Um, You watch the Enodelian kind of look over your shoulder. You might want to go get your friend. You
Guys,
just hear
it's so much worse in person. Like,
you guys hear sloshing from down the tunnel. And then you hear sloshing the other tunnel just briefly before you hear as the Enodelian that you're talking to starts walking on the stones, kind of at like an angle because it's rounded. It's just trying to stay out of the water and is going down the other tunnel.
Hey, how do we find you?
Just you follow me unless you want to die.
Jax, come on.
Jax! I'll say it in his mind. In his mind, I'm gonna yell, Jax! What are you doing? Get back here!
I guess I'll turn around and start running that way.
Okay, you hear running behind you. Are you guys all going?
Yeah.
Yep.
I will try to be stealthy as well.
Cool. I suggest everybody turns on chase music. Just give us a brief moment.
As we, well, shit. Is it? We definitely hear it's following us now.
You hear
Okay.
things following you.
I was gonna cast light so we can see, but I don't know. I don't want to be a beacon either. Actually, you know what? I am going to channel divinity.
Okay.
And do where'd it go? Where did it go? Do.
So you guys, as you're going down the tunnel now, Zell stops for a moment. You guys all look over your shoulder, and you can see towards the mouth where you were previously having your conversation, the sort of Y where you were stopped. You see a figure like scrambling. These sort of two lamp-like purplish blue eyes, kind of emanating from within, almost like lanterns. And then another set of eyes, and then 3 more sets of eyes, and then 5 more sets of eyes. As this sort of, it almost looks like this sort of centipede of arms and legs. It's not all connected. It's not one creature. You can make out their individuals, but the silhouette of them against like the background is of this huge train of creatures just scrambling and getting in each other's way, like clawing down this tunnel. All of them just echo, just pummeling through the sewer.
Can I?
What's up?
Do I have time to like do something real quick
Sure.
while on the move? Can I take my javelin out and just I assume I know the phrase to activate it. Yes.
You can pick it.
Okay. So I'm going to pull it out and I'm just going to chuck it at one of these creatures in the back, and I'm going to activate its special ability.
Okay, cool. It's a dex save.
Yeah, let me pull this sucker up here. Yeah, the javelin is a magic weapon. It's DC 13 dex save.
And channel divinity did nothing. These are not what I thought they were.
I haven't heard what you're going to do yet. There are multiple channels.
Oh. Turn undead.
What's the range on that?
It is. Let me find it. Hold on. I can't seem to find it. Whatever.
And real quick, I am aiming at one of the creatures as far in the back as I can see.
You still have to make an attack roll on it.
Yes, on that one. Yeah, so it turns into the bolt, and then what I'm gonna do is once I make the attack roll, I'm gonna have it come back to me again and use another charge.
Okay. So
Do you have tabletop up, by the way?
I don't. So it crashed. That was what was causing the issue with my computer earlier. So I didn't get it back up. So we'll just do this theater of the mind.
That's 30 feet, by the way.
Okay. Are they destroyed or just turned?
So at my level, if they are a challenge rating half or lower, it destroys them.
Okay, cool. Not all of them are able to get in here. Like they can't all get to you in the tunnel, so there's just a big line of them. From what you can see, there are about 80, like pummeling their way up through the tunnel. How much do you want to wait? Like how close do you want to let them get?
And they're how far-ish?
They're about 60-ish feet away when you stop.
I'm gonna let one get about 25. Well, I'll let them get. Trying to think, like trying to maximize. Like
What's the range?
it's 30 feet.
30 feet. They can walk about 3 wide. So for every 5 feet within 30 that you let them get, that's 3 that you can destroy.
So they are a challenge rating 1/2.
They're lower, but sure.
Thank God. I was like, he's gonna let them get so close, and then they're gonna all be like challenge rating 1.
What are you doing? Come on, let's go.
I will let them get. Let's do 15 feet, and then as soon as they're gone, I'm turning around and running.
So that's 3 rows of 3. That's 9. So you destroy 9, and then you take off. And as you recite the prayer, there's a flash, and they just pop almost like balloons with confetti. You just see these gold like embers like float and then fizzle out in the sewer. That's like, and then as you turn around, you're done. You just see this large metal object whiz past your shoulder, and as it does, there's a second where you just smell this intense burning smell of ozone before almost like just next to your ear, a thunderclap goes off. You're not under the deafened condition, but for a narrative purpose, your left ear feels a little blown out as this huge column of lightning manages to streak its way through. You see just dozens and dozens of these things just implode and catch fire with this like horrible arc of lightning. So you're able to do a 5-foot line, which will take out. He took out 15. There's 80 right now.
Where am I? I'm just a dog, like in the middle of all this.
Where are you, Jax?
Are you running, or are you gonna do something?
Well, I mean, I'm the closest to the monsters, right? Because I'm the one who engaged them, basically, right?
Yeah, you're when you're also a little stopped, you're able to catch up and keep running.
Okay. I'm still a dog.
Unless you would like to drop form and cast a spell.
No, I mean, let's see. I definitely want to get past Zoe. You can continue though, and I'm gonna figure out what I'm doing.
So out of all of them, Cerberus, you managed to hit 30 of them, and 9 make their saving throw.
All right, so they're going to take 46, and then the ones that succeed are going to take half. 11 points of damage.
Points of damage. So, all of them, the entire column, just drops. Like every single one, everything that the lightning touched, even the ones that succeeded. There's just, you guys watch as there's this huge burst as an entire column of these things essentially falls down. And then
Big Mama comes out.
Zombies, guys.
about half of the column, even the ones that are like missing parts of their bodies or missing heads, begin to raise up and start. So you manage to completely remove 15 of them.
Can I use my bonus action to expend another charge and call it back to me?
Absolutely. So they all have to, the 15 that are left have to make.
Wait, there was 30 total? I thought there were 60. Are there 60?
So they're about 3 wide. He can only go in a straight line. So he was able to like take out an entire column of them, and about a third of 80. It's like, or about a third of. Oh, I did that math wrong. It should have been 20. It's okay. We're gonna keep going. So the 15 that are left have to make a DC 13 saving throw.
Yep.
Only 2 save. So they're all back down. What's the damage?
19 this time.
None of them can come back up from that. So you guys watch as Cerberus, like, Sparta throws a spear, and as it releases from his hand, whizzes past Zell and then charges, and a bolt of lightning just streaks entirely through this line. Some of them start to come back up, and Cerberus holds his hand up, and it sparks in place in the ground, and then a bolt of lightning shoots back into his hand and down his arm, the one that is scarred. And when the lightning clears, he's just holding the javelin.
I love this thing.
Pretty nice.
But that is 2 of your 3 charges.
In that case, I'm fucking out.
Yeah. Does anybody else want to stand and fight?
You know what?
I'm really
going to
thinking
do
about.
Is I am just going to go ahead and light. As I'm running, I'm going to light one of my. I think there's actually only one. I'm trying to find it. It is has a question mark. It's a string. Ooh, where is it? It's a flask that has a string in it.
It's a
that
Molotov.
Yeah, basically. And I can't find where they are in my thing, but yeah, I'd like to light one, and then on my next turn, I'd like to throw it back behind me.
Okay. Easy to do. That splash damage covers a 5-foot radius square, right?
Yeah.
Easy enough. You can just lob it into the crowd. A decent chunk of this column chasing behind you is now on fire. How much it does a flat 5 damage, right?
Well, I guess it's just the oil flask. It does the same damage as the oil.
Which I believe is a flat 5.
Yes, it burns for 2 rounds, and it deals 5 fire damage to any creature that enters the area or ends its turn in the area.
Okay, yeah. So you throw it, it splashes, and you guys hear this, and then
I'm gonna have to turn your volume down. This is like.
And then you guys can see just shambling. 6 of them that are still burning and on fire just continue to march. Looks like you took out 3 of them.
2 questions. How many does it look like are left?
20-ish.
And how wide is this tunnel?
It's about 9 feet wide.
All right, I would like to.
15 feet wide. Sorry.
Say what?
15 feet wide.
I would like to pop out of being a dog back into Jack. and I would like to cast another Spike Growth,
Okay.
covering the entire, because it's 20 feet radius centered on a point. Wait, yeah, 20. Yeah, so that would cover the whole thing. Just centered on a point within range. So I'm gonna do it and under the feet of the closest one.
Okay.
And yeah, area becomes difficult terrain. Creature moves into or within the area. It takes 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet it travels in there.
Nice. Yeah. So you cast that. The ones that were able to like keep going and catching up, they slow down significantly. Some of them you can see they're still moving, dropping, and moving. More are still coming down the tunnel. So this main like throng of them is mostly been decimated. But you can see back where they first started coming around the corner. There's like one or two more. It's four more. It's much slower. They're much less, but they're still coming through. With that, I need everybody to make acrobatics checks to keep running. Now that you've mitigated most of this part of the tunnel.
I'm no longer running. I'm stopping and fighting.
Okay. Is everybody else running?
I see Jack
I'm
stop.
running.
I'll stop with him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop if he's.
All right. This round, I need to roll a dice to see how many more pile into the tunnel after the main horde has been broken. I don't have any.
Do we roll initiative, or are we just doing this out of combat?
You guys can roll initiative. They're just gonna keep pouring in, so it's up to you guys.
So what I'm hearing is XP farm.
2 point.
Yeah,
so four more come around the corner. There are probably with those four, 30-ish left. You took out some of them. There are probably 20-ish left.
They have to actively go across this difficult terrain for at least 40 feet. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. All I was gonna do was throw my javelin again, but that's all I was gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, if we can actively see that they're just continuously filling in, I guess it's not. We probably shouldn't fight because we're just gonna sit here fighting it forever. So.
Well, yeah, but
But,
you did make a good point about the XP.
Yeah, I mean, hey, but I'm not sure if we get XP per mob or if it's just like an encounter's worth. I don't know how it works, but yeah, I mean, I'm down. I imagine Logan will just make it one big clump of XP and not per mob. Maybe he will. I don't know.
There's only one way to find out.
Well, they're all moving slowly and taking damage for pretty much the next 10 minutes, depending on how far they move.
So, I have put the number of zombies I'm going to run for this sewer encounter in. If you guys can survive this, you'll each get 3,750 XP.
Fucking throw that javelin.
Okay.
I'm gonna take out my swords and light them up, and they emit bright light and a 40-foot or 40 foot of bright light, and then 40 feet of dim light.
The tunnel's pretty decently lit up. What's everyone's initiative roll?
10.
18.
7.
5.
Oh.
Rolled a 2.
Us
Yeah,
elves
you're
on the
on.
bottom.
But hey, clerics go last. That's good, right?
Hey, Jax, you're up first. You just cast the spell. Oh, I didn't think about the fact that I have. That's a lot. Never mind.
Never mind what? You said it's my turn?
It's your turn.
All right. I would like to. Let's see. I would like to cast Earth Tremor. Wait,
Okay.
wait. So, just to be clear, this is a new round, right? I'm back to action. I'm back to having action. All right. I'd like to cast Earth Tremor. Um, preferably in like the area with the most mobs in a 10-foot radius. So perhaps like right in the middle. I assume they're all like clumped together, right? Or are they kind of spread out? I don't know.
I mean, so as much as can be filled. So there is at this point a 3 square by 10 square column just coming down the hallway with stragglers in the back.
All right. So yeah. So right in the middle to get the most in there. I'd like to cast Earth Tremor at third level.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, they all have to make saving throws, dexterity saving throws, and yeah. So I don't know if you want to roll those, but if they fail, it's 3d6 bludgeoning damage, and if they pass, it's half, I suppose. Oh, and they're knocked prone too if they
What's the
fail.
DC?
DC attack / slave dex 17.
Okay, 2 of them make their saves. What's the damage?
3d6 is the damage. It just says on a failed save the creature takes the damage and is knocked prone. It doesn't say anything about passing the save, so I assume they just don't take any damage if they pass. I don't know.
Yeah.
So only 2 save. What's the damage for the
The not
other-
saves.
the other 18?
3d6 plus they're knocked prone. And it's already difficult terrain because of the other thing I have down. So
Right. What spell are you casting, by the way?
Earth Tremor, and I'm upcasting at level 3. The other one is concentration. The one I cast first, but this one isn't.
Yeah, that's what I was checking. What's the damage?
3d6. Oh, I'm supposed to roll the damage.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm rolling it now.
it's all good.
14.
14. So I have to make DC 19 saves to stay alive. Five of them rise back up. Well, scramble because they're prone. So there are now.
It's a lot of math.
Yeah, it's okay. I've got like 5 calculators going. You guys look around. You can no longer see the Unidelian. I need all of you to make perception checks.
14.
7. I can't roll above a 10 today.
6.
12.
It was a pretty low DC. Yeah, you guys hear from the direction that he ran. You guys can hear more sounds. And looking in that direction, you now see there's a T intersection about just on the edge of your dark vision. It's probably about 60-ish feet away, 70 feet away. You can see more bodies not going down your tunnel yet, but a train of them going across.
So yeah, it's not my turn, but sorry. I guess it still
It's
is my
okay.
turn.
It still is your turn.
Yeah, I'll just do my 6 seconds of, actually like 3 or 4 seconds of talking. Say, "Aye, well, it looks like what walked in. Might want to get those paints ready, yeah."
So you say that out loud. You guys hear from
Yeah.
that train about 60 feet away, and they start coming down the tunnel. It's their turn. There is an additional 20 or so coming down the tunnel on that direction. There are only 10 at the mouth of the tunnel where you guys came through. Those ones are just going to get to the edge of the spike growth before their turn ends because they can't dash. So you guys are between a box of 10 and a box of 20 with a train behind the 20.
We're in danger.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it for them. Yeah. Orandi, it's your turn.
All right. I would like to cast Eldritch Blast.
On what?
On how far? Actually, good question. How far away currently? Because we've gone through a lot of zombies. How far away is the nearest zombie that's alive?
Pick 30 feet in any direction, and there's probably one there.
All right. Cool. Good to know. Oh, goodness, pardon me. And actually, I am going to first use a bonus action to cast Hex on the closest one that I can see.
Okay.
And then I will cast Eldritch Blast on the two closest in opposite directions.
Okay.
So like one this way, one this way.
What's the damage? Or I guess you have to hit first. I don't think you can miss.
Well, I rolled a natural 1 for one of them, so
So you auto miss, but you still hit its armor class.
yeah.
So
Yeah, it's an 8. And then the other one is a 16.
Yeah.
Which was the
that one
first
hits.
so I'll say that was the hex. And that will be 1 plus 4 damage.
5, so it has to make a DC 10 con saving throw.
So lame. 3 natural 1s today.
It's still up.
Yeah.
All right. Is that it for your turn?
Yes, that will be all.
Okay.
Thank you. Except it technically died, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, if it says, never mind. I'm thinking actually of the other thingy. Oh, I actually no. I deal an extra 1d6 necrotic damage. With Hex. I knew there was something I was forgetting. So it gets 2 extra damage.
It rolled a 21 on its Constitution saving
Yeah.
throw. So it's
Just
still
wanted
up.
to clarify.
Yep. Zelfarius.
Okay, so there's the patch of 10 ahead of us, and
Which are
then
heading towards the spike growth.
there's a pack of 20 with a line behind them, right? All right, I'm gonna shimmy my way towards the pack of 20 and get about, let's say, 10 feet away and do another channel divinity.
Okay. Which will give you 3. So they're how far away?
Yeah, it's up to 30 feet. Oh, I got 10 feet away from them.
10 feet away. So that's 20 times 3. Or no, 20. 4 times 3 is 12 spaces. So you can get 12 of them in that radius.
Okay, what if I do 5 feet away? Get right up to him.
15.
Duh. Yeah, I'll get 5 feet away and go ahead and
Okay.
release it.
Yeah, they all pop. You don't take any out of the chain. However, that flash, you can like with the flash of the divine energy, all of the ones in the tunnel, the train that's going after that Enodelian, you see all of them light up this pale, sickly green, a lot of exposed bones and musculature, almost dried. It's so old. They're not fresh. These have been down here. A lot of them are like the skin is sagging, bloated, and waterlogged, and kind of like sloshing as it shambles and moves. There are like these jowls on one side that just hang down. They're all lit up, and then there's darkness. And then you feel as the train changes direction and begins making that 90-degree turn down the tunnel. So the part that had peeled off, now this whole section is coming down this way.
I was just going to use the end of my turn. Or how much movement did that take, actually?
Probably 15 feet.
I'll use the rest of my movement to head back, and then as I do, I'll be like, Cerberus, got a line.
Okay, Cerberus, it's your turn.
So I'm gonna move into the front of our group, and instead of using the javelin this time, I'm going to raise my hand. I'm going to lightning bolt as many as possible.
All right, in a straight line, you can take out 60 divided by 5 is 12. You can take out 12 of them in a straight line.
Yeah, 12. That's worth it. It's going to be a dex save. For my DC, so 15 this time.
Do they take half? I just need to know the damage. Full disclosure, they only have 1 hit point. You guys can't not kill them. It's more about whether or not they can bridge the gap between you.
25 points of damage.
None of them raise back up. They can't make that throw. So that being said, you take out 12 of them. You can see like the smoking remains kind of flop down, and then you see those lamp-like eyes start to fill that column back up from the back, from behind. So there are still 24 filling that space. Yes, this is a lot of math. But you just took out 12. And Jordan, how many did you take out?
15.
This is a test of our AoE abilities,
Yeah,
guys.
You guys are not quite halfway done. So Jax, it's your turn.
So how's the growth looking? Well, what's I mean, obviously it's still there, but like, are they pretty much over it now, or are they still in it?
These just got to the edge. However, you killed a shit ton when you first cast it, and they're just laying on the ground. It's still rough terrain, but a lot of the bodies have just fallen in place. So really, instead of being able to see the spike growth, you just see a mound of corpses, and the corpses behind are basically just going to have to crawl over that.
And then, so you said they only have 1 health. That means anytime they go through it, they just die because they take damage every time they move 5 feet within the growth.
Well, yes, but they also, so the damage that they take, they can make saving throws on to stay alive.
Okay.
So that's how they're getting part of the way through it. But so many have died now that again, the ones coming through aren't going to have to make the damage. They're just restricted on movement because of how many have died. Unless the spikes throw through the corpses. I mean, however you want to rule that.
You're the rule guy.
I would say that the bottom layer is spikes, and they are just falling on top. It's like if you dig a trench and enough of them fall into it, eventually they can walk across it.
That's fine. And then, yeah, I mean, I basically created another. Yeah, all right. So then I'll turn around to the other hall, the other side, and I'm gonna cast another Earth Tremor at level 3 on the side, and I'm going to make it so the edge of the Earth Tremor is at the closest edge to. What I'm trying to say is to get the most damage, right? Like,
Sure.
Because it's also going to be difficult terrain now too. So
Right. What's the radius?
let's see, range/area is 10 feet.
The radius is 10 feet.
It doesn't say in the actual tooltip, but under the it says range/area in like the top part, with all the information, it says 10 feet. So I assume that means it says area. I'm assuming area is 10 feet.
Becomes in range. So you can only cast the spell 10 feet away. So you'll actually have to walk up within 10 feet of them.
It doesn't say how big. Does it mean 10 feet radius as well? It doesn't actually give a
No,
radius.
It's a 5-foot diameter. Each creature other than you in that area. Wait, range, 10-foot area, attack, schools. That is weird. It doesn't say the range of self. Cause a tremor in the ground within range. Each creature other than you in that area. So it basically 10 feet around you. So you're like 10 feet centered on you. So in order for it to have an effect, you have to like walk into them. This is a really strangely worded spell. Because you can't, it doesn't say centered on a point within range. It just says you cause a tremor in the ground within range, which means there's a tremor within 10 feet of, like, around 10 feet of you. So you can go crowd surfing and get 5, 10. So 8 plus what's 4 times 4 is 16, 8, so 16 minus 1. So you can get 15 if you're in the center of them.
That seems dangerous.
I mean, hey, anything's worth a try, right?
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. I will. How tall are they?
Average human height.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run up, and I'm going to, like kind of like crawl up the first one, and then jump up in the air and try and land right in the middle, and then cast it as soon as I land.
Sure. Not technically able to move through enemy spaces, but this is so much fun, and I feel like you're fucking yourself a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and do it. Roll an acrobatics check.
Oh, Jesus Christ! That's in that one.
So,
I feel like this is not our day. Like, if not for Cerberus and Zeltarius, all of us would probably be dead by now.
so you run and you jump, and instead of you imagine it in your head, you run, you like do some Arandi type stuff where you like walk up the first one and then do like a quadruple backflip and then hero landing, fist pound into the ground, and there's a huge earthquake and everything dies, and there are fireworks, and then some ladies come out of the tunnel and they're like, "Oh, Jax!" And then you like come to, and you're like just holding on to the first one's torso, like you haven't made it quite up the first one yet, and you like slide down and land on the ground. Now at this range, you can still get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 6 or 7 of them in your tremor. You still do it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm still doing it because it also makes it rough terrain right there, so they have to go through that now.
Okay. How much
Or at
damage?
least- Oh, okay. I cast it at third, so it's gonna be 3d6. 12 damage. Do they have to make a? Let's see. Oh, it's a saving throw. DC 17 Dex saving throw.
Do they take half damage if they succeed?
This is the one that it doesn't say, so I assume they don't take any damage of it.
Okay. DC 17 saving throw?
Yes, DC 17 Dex saving throw, and then if they fail, it's 12, and then they're knocked prone.
None of them succeed, so they're all knocked prone.
Plus, it's now rough terrain, so they have
It's
to
now
run.
rough terrain.
Yeah.
Right. 2 of them are still alive, and with their movement, they can definitely get within range. Actually, the whole column can move forward. Jax, and since you are the head of the column, you become enveloped by them, even with the rough terrain. So only 9 of them can attack you.
I mean, it's still my turn though, right? They have to wait till their turn to attack, or
You mean only 8, right?
Only 8, yeah. And it is your turn.
You're welcome.
yeah, I'm gonna. Did I use all my movement to get up to this point?
About 15 feet.
I'd like to. Well, but I'm in opportunity attack now, right? Probably. So I'll bonus action shape into a dire wolf.
Okay.
Tank mode activated.
Maybe I should do. Yeah, dire wolf is good. Yeah.
Okay.
And then yeah, and then I'm gonna. I guess. Well, so they would have to. The rough terrain doesn't matter about opportunity attacks, does it? There's no interaction there. They don't get like disadvantage or anything. And how many are in risk of attacking me now?
If you move at the end of your turn, or if you wait until their turn.
I'm talking if I get out of range of them now, like how many
will.
opportunity attacks?
2.
All right, I'm dipping back to the party then, or at least as far away from them as I can get.
Your request?
14.
One of them hits you.
What'd you say?
One of them hits you.
Okay.
It does 4 points of damage. As I need you to make your choice, either a strength, dex, or con saving throw.
I was waiting.
DC,
See what they do.
DC 10.
Saving throws, dex con. Let's see.
Actually, since you're not wearing armor in direwolf form, it'll just have to be con. Dex or strength are so you can move to an armored part, or you can like manipulate them. You don't have thumbs and you don't have armor, so it'll have to be a Constitution saving throw. I'm sorry.
That's fine. How do you? I don't know how to do saving throws when I'm in a different form because it doesn't
With
have.
direwolf,
Yeah.
it would be if it doesn't have proficiency with a saving throw, then it would just be a straight Constitution roll.
All right, so that's +2. 20 non-natural. Wait. It says it's showing a 2. It's showing an 18, but I think it's up against the side. That's kind of lame, I guess. Yeah, so I guess it's a 2.
Okay. Wait, you rolled a 2?
No, that doesn't make sense because it was showing an 18, but it shows. I don't know. That's weird. I mean, I guess we go with the 2. It was showing face up 18, but it in the
You
chin
rolled
the.
a D6.
You rolled a D20.
My thing just showed that he rolled it. That's super weird. 'Cause
It
my thing
hasn't-
ro-
It hasn't updated for you yet. He did roll a D6. That was the last roll that got rolled.
Oh, okay. Disregard.
It was showing an 18, but I think what happened was it was cocked because it was up against like the edge of the roll area and the screen.
If it's cocked, you can re-roll it. I'll allow that. If it's,
I mean, it shows a 2, so I'm just gonna go with the 2. That's fine. It doesn't really matter.
I mean, I'm more than happy. So yeah, you feel this thing's jaws clamp around your wolf ankle, and you hear in your head, echo through the tunnel. Only you hear it. Immediately, you feel this necrotic pulse, and then it releases you. But you did leave. It is now their turn. They're still going to move forward. They have just enough movement to get to the edge of you, so about 3 are going to be in range of you and Zelfarius roundabouts. 2 are going to make attacks on you.
Was I that close? Because I
You
moved.
You moved up
back.
and then moved 15 back, and then he moved up and moved 15 back. They
Oh,
Yeah, only a couple of them are able to get through because of the rough terrain, but they are still like marching, and there's just a mob behind them. And then also the ones at the head of the tunnel, the like 10-ish, have now scrambled and are on top of the mound and are walking forward, not knowing how terrain works, and just tumbling down the mound of bodies. So they're like getting to the top, taking a step forward, and then just falling forward, landing on the ground, and then pulling themselves back up. Not bright.
I have a quick question. Quick question.
Yes.
So dire wolf is a large beast. How is large beast 10 feet? 10 feet square?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I should be. Then on this side, I should be pretty much the entire tunnel. So they should. Or hopefully, I don't know how large you said the tunnel was. 12 feet, 10 feet,
15 feet wide.
15. Okay, so I'm taking up the majority of the tunnel. So.
Okay.
But I guess they can still. I guess it doesn't really matter.
They're not really within range of Zelfarius. I'll just have all 3 take attacks on you. Yeah, that's 1 gets through, and that's another 4 points of damage. You don't hear the sound again. And that's it for their turn. It's Arandi's turn. She's not here. Oh, she's coming back.
Hi guys, so I am going to throw a flask for the next 3 turns. I'm going to throw flasks in a straight line. That's going to be my next 3 turns. So
Which direction?
In the direction shite.
Turning around my direction, all you see is a big ass wolf that's taking up most of the tunnel. Just so you
He
know.
really takes up almost all the tunnel.
Okay, which direction did the rat catcher go into?
Jack's direction.
Okay. Then yeah, I guess the opposite direction. I will go ahead and I'll throw a flask.
Okay. It does a flat 5.
Nothing is currently on fire. I only had 1 bomb flask. I think I made it for like a test, but I only had 1.
Okay, so you're just coating them in oil.
The ground, I want to specify.
Oh, just the ground behind you? Okay.
Well,
All right.
Yeah, just the ground right in front of the things.
Cool.
Do I need to make an attack throw or anything?
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
My spike
So
growth is gone, by the way, too, because I took damage.
Did you fail your con check?
No, I didn't do a con check. I forgot that you do that. I would do that.
Yeah, it's.
Wait, is it a saving throw?
2 DC 14 Constitution saving throws. So if you don't have proficiency with Constitution, then just roll straight con.
I don't, so I'll roll. This is in mine or the wolf.
The wolf.
So 15. Okay. Plus 2. This first one's a 10, so yeah, it drops.
Okay. Zelfarius, it is your turn.
Man, I'm gonna have to do it. I was trying to save the slot, but I'm gonna cast Spirit Guardians and designate my party as safe. And yeah, I'll get in front of Jax. Or, well, because we can take up... Can I stand next to him? Is that possible? Yeah.
Probably barely. It'd probably be...
Let me... So yeah, it's a 15-foot radius, and their speed is halved in the area, and it's the first time they enter the area or start their turn there. Okay, and then yeah, I think that's gonna be my go.
Wisdom save, they take half damage.
I believe so. Yes, half damage on success.
Okay, that nullifies the encounter.
that a good thing or?
I mean, I can't touch you guys now. Like, no amount of zombies I can throw at you. So for how long does it last?
Concentration up to 10 minutes.
Okay, yeah. So over the next 10 minutes, another 193 zombies come down through the tunnels. And you guys sit in your bubble. I will say, at some point, you realize that about 75% of the tunnel either way is blocked with corpses. So you guys have air, but there are 150 bodies on each side of you, filling the tunnels as they clamber into the bubble. I don't know what you would like to do about that, but you are now essentially encased in a corpse bubble. And that is where we're going to end the session.
Alright, I was just gonna say I would probably move around to avoid that, but
Well, very, very rapidly, it's going to get to the point where you can't walk over them.
That's true.
So, because, yeah. I will say, as you guys bunker down in your ball of corpses, and the sounds steadily, like, you can still hear them dying. Like, the spirit guardians are moving past the walls of corpses, and there are things dying outside as you, I don't know, make a meal or something. Like, you're in a sewer. You guys can just chill. But the pulsing begins to permeate pretty hard through the direwolf's leg. So far as you can look out, it's like boiled. There are like bubbles forming on the deep black, like Icarus chunk taken out. And that's where we're gonna end. So thank you for watching. It was a lot of fun. I enjoy throwing dead things at the party when there's not a cleric around, but we have one this time, so fuck me, I guess. We'll see you again in a week. Thank you for watching our game, and yeah, bye.